Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. Right hand, and Shakur leads him with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see him jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdueboxing shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdueboxing. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What up, my good people, man? How y'all feeling on this Good Friday, man? We made it. We back again. As promised, man, we going to build on this boxing. We're going to give it its just due, how we always do. What's good with the good folks? How y'all feeling, man? We're going to talk about it a little bit. You know, shout out to the fam, Cal Cooler, my God Blessings family. DP Rocker Peace family, how you feeling? Mills Rob is in the building, my guy. How you feeling, man? JP in the building. What it do, man? And Drew Gray in the building. What's good, fam? How you feeling? Judah Vision, my dog. Jordan, what's good? He said starting thing, even the Teal Sonic contract, he still pulled Kid Austin move, right? He did an interview last night, man. We probably could go over and listen to some of it, man. He did an interview last night with my guy TD Sports Talk and the OG, what was his name, Rich or something like that. But, you know, we can get into some of that. It's Friday, man. We here for a good build, man, for a good time, not a long time, right? As my guy used to say, we're here for a good time, not a long time, you know? He said that shit was terrible, right? My guy TD couldn't get it in, man. I know him and I know his questions, man. I know he has some good stuff lined up, but I know how it go. You know what I mean? But Team Alifu, man. I just don't know, man. I ain't confident, fight family. It's Friday, man. We talk about everything, man. But I ain't confident, man. I gotta say that, man. I gotta say that, man. The guy is just a He's something different, man. Something different. He's something different, man. But we gonna see, man. I think these next couple of weeks, in particular, man, if you don't get no announcement, man, who knows, man? It's just like up in the air, man. I think Core might be needing to look for plan B. You know what I'm saying? Goes to show that talent doesn't breed professionalism. Nope whatsoever, man. He just be winging it in these interviews too. When he go in there, he be talking. He just, he just say anything. Dude is tough to interview too. At the same time, he just give weird answers to me. Maybe it's just me, but he get a weirdest answer. You can ask him a very simple question, he gonna make it weird as hell. Just trying to be too deep. I don't know what he be doing, but it's weird. But we gonna talk about it, man. We gonna talk about it. But let's get to it, man. So, man, I always do my little browsing around the internet, man. I always run into, it's always the boxing voice that's saying guess when you got shows with callers, man, they call in, man. They just unload on the fighters, man. And that's what one of the callers did as it pertains to my guy, Terence Bud, man. I know people like, man, they getting sick of it, but I'm not. I mean, what I'm sick of is I don't see how at this point somebody can still say, yo, they don't know who he is. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't no Mayweather. Nobody's Mayweather, bro. Like, shit, that ain't a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But, this dude went on to say that he's not TBE. Like, he not cut from that cloth. Now you a bullshit. Terence Crawford definitely cut from that cloth, man. Definitely cut from that cloth. But nobody's Floyd, and he ain't got to be. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to be the TBE, but he could be TBE at this era, that's for sure. You know what I'm saying? Or this particular, you know what I'm saying? Like, for his crop of fighters, man, he's the guy, man. It ain't nobody that came in since him that's doing better than him, that's done it better. And it's okay to just give people their flowers. Like I said, man, to hear him downplay, like these guys downplaying the Canelo fight, they're saying they don't know who he is. I still don't know Crawford. Crawford's a mystery. Crawford this, Crawford that. Like, y'all think I'm playing, but it's like a full-time job attacking our fighters, bro. Like, and this sport is for us, man. It's all we got, bro. They messing up every other sport, and they trying to mess boxing up. Nah, man, y'all not gonna do it, bro. Y'all not gonna do it. You can't speak this name without talking about how he single-handedly been dominating since he been a part of this sport. You really ain't talking about nothing. If you don't know who Terence Crawford is at this point, you definitely living under a rock. You can't be no hardcore fan for sure, right? You definitely got to be casual as hell. And at this point, after him fighting on Netflix, shit, you know how many more people had to witness and had an opportunity to see him fight? That shit is crazy to me. Like, and you got the nerve, people still running around talking about you don't know who he is. Canelo fight wasn't impressive. I don't like the fight. You get what I'm saying? He got to fight Boots. He got to fight somebody that people think could beat him, man. He just fought somebody that people think could beat him, man. Don't miss me with that shit. He legit just fought a guy that people were saying it's damn near next to impossible for him to beat until he did it. And then they conveniently moved the goalpost. Oh, no, you still got to fight somebody. Man, he ain't got to do shit with Boots. What Terence Crawford got to do is continuing to be great. The real ones know. What Boots Ennis got to continue to keep doing, bro, is being great in his own right, man. He got smoke at 54, and don't try to deflect. And I'm trying to tell y'all something, bro. You're probably not gonna hear this nowhere else, but I'm starting to understand why they pushing Bud and Boots so hard. Because they know, man, it's like they already don't like Crawford. Think about it, y'all. They already don't like Crawford. He done proved them wrong so many times. So they in a rush to see him lose to somebody. Then you got Boots on the other end. They've been calling him everything but his name. You know what I mean? Since leaving 47. He ducked this, ducked that, tune up this. Don't want to fight this. Don't want to fight that. They in a rush to see them two dudes fight because they can sit back and get their popcorn ready. Process of elimination. One of them, they want them guys to eliminate each other. Nah, y'all ain't getting off the hook. Y'all, nah, Boots got smoke at 54. We not doing that. And I'm glad he ain't doing it. So y'all could talk about it all y'all want. Nah, he had 54 where y'all said he should go, right? Right? He was looking weight drained at 47. That's what they were saying, right? Then as soon as he get up to 54, now it's, nah, he got to go up to 60 and meet Crawford up there and fight Crawford. No, he don't. Nah, not so fast, buddy. No. Nah, hell no. We not doing that. No, Terence Crawford going to keep being great. He mess around and go to 160 and snatch up undisputed there. Who knows? But in the meantime, I think Boots Ennis is right where he need to be, and people need to pump their brakes, man. Y'all not slick. I see what the media is orchestrating. Good thing for boxing that the media don't call the shots, man. So, but I see what y'all doing out here. I see what the play is. I see what the play is. I see what it is. Y'all get them two in the ring, beat each other up. Y'all happy either way, regardless of whoever lose, right? If Boots win, then you can say, see, man, you know, this is why Crawford was ducking him all this time. This is why Crawford didn't want to fight him. Crawford ain't that good. If Boots get his ass beat by Bud, then y'all gonna say, see, I thought he was the phenom. He all hype. I thought he could beat Bud. I thought he was on Bud level. I thought he was a mirror image of Bud. I can hear it now. Y'all don't want the fights, bro. Y'all don't want them joints. Y'all don't want them. Y'all don't want them fights. Y'all don't want to see the. Yeah, I thought we wanted to see Boots reign at 54. Come on, man. You got Charlo, Fedora. You got Lubin, Ortiz. You got all these guys at 54. We don't want to see Boots in all of them fights. I'd rather see him make a run at 54 than jump up to 60 prematurely in effort to try to make one fight that just seemingly evaded him for one reason or another. Leave that shit alone. Bud is good right where he at. Boots, you great where you at, man. If I'm him, do exactly what he been doing. Block out the noise. Make Eddie Hearn do his job. Stay ready. Stay prepared. And keep making them and one mixtapes, man. Keep making them and one mixtapes. That's what I want to see. Get me. Saw something where Eddie said the core Tio fight looked promising. Yeah. I think he did an interview somewhere. Cal, Mike Ron, what's good with it, homie? Shout out to you, Blunt Sports, my dog. What's good, bro? Elijah in the building. What's good with it, fam? You get me? They that's what they on, bro. That's what they on. They want one of them to be the butt end of their joke. I'm telling you, Jordan, that's what they don't really want to see the fight. They just want to see one of them dudes lose. Shout out to Behind the Hands TV, my brother. Is keeping it 96 plus 4, keeping it 100. My baby girl, the queen, Miss Jusdu is in the building. Boots shit, Pascal. You get me? Crawford moved on, and Boots has to do the same. And that's what and you know what's funny? You know what's funny, bro? I think Boots has moved on, Jay. I think he has moved on. I just think people are trying to force that on him. They like, nah, fight. You know, nah, you a phenom, right? Fight Boots. I mean, fight Bud. No, it's the fight Bud is over. That shit is over with. Bud ain't say he said he done at 54. He said he only wanted to fight Crawford Canelo at 68. And 60 might be the landing spot. We gotta just sit back and enjoy this shit. And sit back and enjoy this man be great. And come on. How's we trying to rush Boots? Come on, y'all. Listen to me, y'all. This is how you know people are short-sighted and they don't get it. How are we trying to rush Jaron Ennis out of division where he could literally change the entire narrative of how people look at him? Because there's so much talent there. If he start going through and knocking guys off at 54, all that negative talk about Boots got to shut up. They got to kill all the noise. You get what I'm saying? They got to kill all the noise, but instead we like, nah, go to 60 and fight Bud. Chase Bud. Nah, man. You don't go like that. It ain't no chase Bud. Chase greatness at 54. You don't base your career off of one fight. He in it for the long haul. It's unfortunate that, you know, Bud Crawford is just not where he at, where they could just make the fight and it be, you know, just a great fight. Nah, it's over with. And people got to make peace with that. We literally said we want Boots, ain't not us, but people are literally running around saying Boots ain't fighting nobody. Then as soon as he get to a division full of somebodies, we like, nah, hurry up and go up there to 60. Don't be great, man. No, this is what's wrong with y'all, man. Boots, keep doing what you're doing. You knock Lima out. Now the rest is on to the next, bro. On to the next. You just go on to the next guy, bro. Get on to the next guy and beat his ass too. You get me? Shout out to the homie BJ, man, in the building, in the Cash App. Much love, man, supporting the grind early, man. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to the homie BJ. Much love. Appreciate that support, homie. Emmanuel is in the building, my dog. What's good, bro? How you feeling, man? Yeah, that last interview, he acknowledged Bud in his face of boxing. Yeah, he also said Crawford has the right to pick his next opponent. Yeah, and they just got to give it up. They got to give it up, Jay. They got to let it go. Look, I want to be clear so we all on the same page. If I could snap my fingers and we get that fight, would I do that? Absolutely, right? But in the real world, in reality, he just got to a weight class that Bud Crawford not only had one fight and left from, he jumped 2 weight classes north of that one, had a fight there, and also made it clear that he's done with 54. He don't got the belt there and none of that. I'm pretty sure he probably vacate the titles so soon as 68 when he figure out what his next move going to be. But to try to force a fight where either fighter is not even focused on it is crazy. I get it. But that's why we as fans start like banging our head against the wall because we asking for shit that guys don't even want. We could want shit all day, but if either fighter ain't looking like that's what they planning on doing, what are we talking about? It ain't no imaginary foursome. Let's force them to fight. It ain't none of that. They either planning on fighting or they not. Unfortunately, for the people that want to see the fight real bad, they not in each other's way. Meaning, the incentive is not there unless somebody gonna come out of the pocket big time and put that fight together. You get what I'm saying? Anything is possible with Turkey, but at the end of the day, I think the plans are eventually what's gonna stop this fight. They not planning on fighting each other, man. Eddie Hearn, even if you listen to Eddie Hearn, who's promoting Boots, who Boots just read up with, Eddie Hearn is saying, we're gonna fight at 54, we're gonna get a title, we're gonna unify. You know, at bare minimum, we're gonna unify. We're gonna try to get undisputed if we could. If we can't, then we'll go up to 60 if that other fellow was still there. You heard Eddie Hearn say that. We'll go up to 60 if that other fellow was there, and we'll get him too. Do you see that? That should sound like a plan. That's a process. And unfortunately, I just don't know if that's just gonna line up perfectly for Terence Crawford to still be sitting right there at 60 for him to make a fight. Who knows what the future is, but at least right now, I think people are hitting their head on the wall with this, Boots got to fight Crawford and Crawford got to fight Boots. No, he don't. No, he don't. He just fought somebody that people said can't beat him. A couple fights before that, he fought a guy that so many people said was going to stop him, and he made that shit look like his easiest fight. I'm sick and tired of y'all when it comes to Terence Crawford. Y'all should just sit back and be real boxing fans. Fighters like Terence Crawford are Jews for the sport, and I'm glad he around because it truly exposes how much people don't like the sport, and they rather pick. It's not about what they seeing in the ring. It's about other silly shit when it comes to Crawford, man. Other than that, man, he been in the ring. He been dominating. Shit been fun to watch. He's the only guy that's in a position to possibly chase undisputed for a 4th weight class. That shit is unprecedented. It's unheard of. Some shit that you probably won't even see a second time around, especially with the politics of boxing. Think about it, bro. And that's why I say he need to be celebrated and studied, either or both. I mean, at the end of the day, this man navigated through the politics of boxing and found a way to really, you get what I'm saying? To really be successful, to still, you get what I'm saying? To still make it, still be more than relevant, still chase down all his history, all his accolades. Think about it, with a politic-driven ass sport that boxing can be at times. He still found a way to get his money. You get what I'm saying? Get the big fights, get the recognition, get his just due. You get what I'm saying? He's still in a position to add more to that. At this point, he just putting the cherry on top of the sundae, bro. You get me? He just putting the cherry on top at the end of the day. If this was a gift, it's wrapped up and he just putting a bow on this shit. That's what he doing right now. And he beat the odds, beat the system. He beat people's favorite fighters. What the fuck is we talking about when it come to Crawford? That's why I say I have no problem getting up here and speaking the real, bro. Just an honest boxing conversation. Y'all know how we do. But I just don't get how people just let the silliness utter out of their mouth. Like this guy just, he ain't did nothing. Fighting Boots, didn't it? That'd be something. The same Boots that in the same breath, y'all telling us ain't fought nobody. But Crawford fighting him and beating him would make him what? And why would that be something special? And I'm not knocking it. If Crawford was to fight Boots now and beat him, yeah, it'd be spectacular to me, right? But the way people have been diminishing Boots for the last few months, would he even get the credit that he deserved for fighting him? Get what I'm saying? There's so many questions to ask, and these fighters know that. These fighters know that because they hear all we do is tear at the fighters, tear them down. Every decision they make, they mad. Yo, I see people actively right now on Twitter pissed off at Shakur retweet about the Jake shit. And I retweeted it real quick off topic. Hey, Shakur, when you get in camp with Jake, I know it ain't really about boxing because you know the boxing. I know it ain't too much boxing that Jake could teach you. But I know what he could tell you that nobody else could. Tell Jake what was the secret to getting the big Tank Davis fight. Piss the fans off, man. Ask Jake what's the secret to the Krabby Patty formula, damn it. You know what I mean? But that's just my little shot of the day. But let's get back to this, man. Fanbo, what's good with it? Boost don't want to see Crawford. I listen, I don't think that's his focus. So if that's what you're saying, that's what you're saying. You know, Lanier was good with it. I don't think he focused. Listen, respectfully, I don't think they focused on each other. You get what I'm saying? I think I don't even think at this point we know Boots just had his first fight at 54 and he ain't going nowhere right now. Even Eddie Hearn at best case scenario, he's looking to get a title. That last fight was a title eliminator, not for a full title, not for an actual title, right? So that's one fight there. Then he said, we're going to get a title. We're going to unify. That's at least at the bare minimum 2 fights. Get undisputed if you can. That's possibly even more fights if you're trying to do that. And then go up to 60. You heard Bomac said Crawford got like 2-3 more fights left. Come on, man. I doubt it Boots is going to be the last one. And like I said in a previous live, at that point, would Boots even get credit for fighting Crawford at 40 years old? Because that's the way boxing has made it. They don't give people credit for shit. So I think it's in fighters' best interest to do what make the most sense and what works for you, man. That's it. That's all. Try to get your bag, make the fights, chase your legacy, get your accolades, grow your brand. You know what I mean? Get your profile up and get out the way, man. That's how you do it. You know what I mean? They're gonna be pissed at that. Hey, I had to retweet him, Blunt. I had to retweet Shakur. Hope he don't get mad at it because I know he don't want to talk about Tank, but that was just me having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Why they mad at you, make them more mad. Go ask them, well, what did you do to get the fight? You know what's crazy, Blunt? Real quick, and we're gonna get right back to this, bro. They more mad at that man retweeting. He ain't even make it about boxing. He talked about like picking his business mind. You can't say Jake don't got no business mind. He literally got one of the faces of boxing fighting him. You get what I'm saying? Next month, what are we talking about? People acting crazy. They're acting slow, but they more mad at that tweet than the fact that we're about to witness Jake Paul and Tank Davis before we get Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. And I'm gonna leave it right there. People could cry all they want. I'm gonna leave that right there. You could be mad at the fighters, the business of boxing, all of that. They more mad at that man tweet. I told you when it come to core, it ain't about boxing. It's like, oh, you see what he tweet? I can't believe his tweet. He said, fire this, and he said that, man. Shut up. I know what he said. And at the end of the day, man, it's just boxing. Y'all mad. Y'all more mad at his tweet than the fact that we're about to watch this fight before we're watching him fight Tank. Now, let that marinate in your spirit. You could blame Core for it, whoever, but be mad at that. You get what I'm saying? Be mad at that. That's boxing for you, man. So, but back to this. So, look, enough of the slander, man. Y'all know I don't go for it. Crawford been under it. A lot of scrutiny. Boots been under a lot of scrutiny. They do got similarities, whether people want to admit it or not. They're not the same exact fighter by no means. You know, they got much different approaches. You know, they got some athletic similarities, some things from a skill standpoint that they do similar, but they still two much different fighters. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I think Boots could solidify himself in a special way at 154 pounds if people just allow him to work and let Eddie Hearn prove his worth. You know what I'm saying? And get them big fights for that man. You know what I mean? Crawford is not the only big fight. And it's crazy, right? Because it's like on one end, they'll tell you, well, Crawford don't sell. And he don't bring money, this and that. But then they'll tell you they want to see Boots in big fights. But then it is the big fight Crawford, because that's the guy that don't bring money. That's not popular. That's not likable. That's not relatable, right? It's like people kill the fights with all of these bad narratives, yo. And if I'm Boots, I'm focusing on 54 because, like I said, he can genuinely change the entire narrative by going out there beating guys at 154 pounds and not worried about nothing Terence Bud Crawford got going on. Now, if you get your work done at 54, however you do it, Crawford is still somewhere around within an earshot, arm's reach, then go chase it. By all means, go chase it. Go after it. But right now, keep doing what you're doing, man. These fans are silly, bro. And they don't think past one fight. That's why they think fighters' careers are supposed to revolve around one fight. Nah, Boots is in it for the long haul, obviously, right? That's why he moving the way he moving. I believe if he secure a title there, it's a very smart move for that man. People just gonna have to wake up and see it for what it is, man. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling them narratives be nasty, bro. He's not a draw, but a huge mega fight for Boots. Make it make sense, Blunt. Come on, man. And then you wondering why Crawford said what he said. Oh, all right, y'all want me to fight him? All right, well, where the money at then? Oh, y'all ain't got the money? Well, stop asking me about it. He said that shit. They make it seem like he ducking it. And then on the flip end, you'll have people telling you it's Boots that's scared and don't want to fight. So it's like, why even entertain that? We really trying to go down that road again? I'm not trying to go down that road. And it's very simple. Look, listen, I get it. I know what people want. But what you want don't matters more than what the fighter and that team want for themselves. We could want shit all day. You know what I'm saying? You could want to see Boots. You could want to see Crawford go to light heavyweight at this point. But if he ain't trying to do it, if that's not what him and his team doing, then what's the point? You get me? So although Boots and Crawford is an intriguing matchup right now, if it could happen, right? But it's very clear to me that we have a new 54-pounder who's getting his feet wet and established there. And you have a veteran that just took a fight at 68 that might be at 160. Yeah, they're going to be a weight class apart, and I know it seemed close. They ain't going to fight at no catch weights. All that shit is unnecessary. It's a way for Boots to be great without Crawford. And the way that I'm about to play these clips, the way that these callers was slighting, Crawford in these clips, would Boots get the credit for beating him as would he get the credit for beating Boots the way people have slighted him and discredited him for the last few months. It's crazy. That's how bad these narratives are. They killing fights that would be great fights, but y'all got so much going on. Yeah, I got so many personals with these fighters, man. It's like, do we really want to see these fights? Y'all got to listen to some of this stuff. And again, these clips is from the Boxing Voice. I always be catching the show and seeing a lot of these little short clips. And shorts be fired with these callers because they be creating good dialogue. I'm not going to lie. But they be crazy with some of the stuff they saying. So let's get to it, man. Y'all double tap that screen for your boy. Sub to the channel. Support the grind. Put some color in the chat. And let's build, y'all. Let's get to this, man. Let me let y'all hear some of this stuff.
Terence Crawford is a mystery. Even though we see his fights and we see him in a fight, he's still a fucking mystery. Like, I still don't know who the fuck he is.
Man, Crawford, that pound for pound king. How you don't know who he is?
All he got to do is fight Boots, and then I shut up. Like I tell everybody, you got to fight a young guy that people think can beat you. If you don't ever take those type of challenges, then, what am I to think? If I'm thinking that Boots will beat your ass, then you ain't did what you supposed to done. You gonna fell off into the sunset, getting all these praises just because people want you to be better than Floyd Mayweather. But that shit ain't what it is. I don't know. Like I said, Terence Crawford proving that he might be the guy. He just might be that guy. I just need Terence Crawford and go ahead and jump on Boots' ass. If you do what you're supposed to do to Boots, because I don't think nobody can beat Boots right now. If you go ahead and put hands on Boots, ain't nothing else I can say. Let us see you fight somebody that you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight Boots for some reason. He just happened to see Canelo lose his last fight and say, I might can take him. I'm bigger than him, taller than him. Really, he could. That's what he done.
Man. And look, respect to everybody and their point of views, but the man just said he want to see Crawford fight somebody that he don't want to fight. He didn't want to fight Sean Porter initially when they fought, if people do their homework. But just think about that. How many fighters are fighting people that they don't want to fight? Think about that. Think about what he just said. Fight somebody you don't want to fight. What's the likelihood of fighting a guy that you don't want to fight? Shit don't make no sense. That makes zero sense. Zero. You get what I'm saying? Why would you, like, you get what I'm saying? What kind of conversation is that? Yeah, we gonna go fight this guy. We don't want to, but you know what I'm saying? At this point in his career. Shout out to LetsBuild, the plugs in the building. What's good with it, bro? I got a zine, man. I don't know about Kurt Scooby. Dub. I like Adam Azine. I like Adam Azine. Kurt Scooby. He might make it a scrappy fight for sure, but I got a zine. Who you got? Talk to me. Thrill Hill in the building, my guy. You know what I mean? But why would you go make a fight with somebody that you don't want to fight at this late in your career? And that's what I be saying. These guys, the fans, need to start listening to the fighters because they'll tell you what you need to know, right? You get what I'm saying? At this point in his career, it's definitely not about still proving it to people in that way. If it takes for him to fight Boots, who y'all say fought absolutely nobody, if it takes for him to fight him to be recognized by you, then you just silly. You get what I'm saying? So like I said before, I wouldn't mind seeing no fight, but people be trying to force fights that the business nor the fighters even thinking about making an effort to force some type of argument. That, because the reason why this is still a conversation is because people feel like the longer they can make it a relevant conversation, the longer Crawford is around and don't fight him, the more they can kind of validate their claim. See, it's something about Boots where he don't want to fight him. See, it'd be like he looking in the mirror. He don't want to fight the younger, fresher version of himself. It's like all this silly shit, man. At the end of the day, people got to do what makes sense. And you can't tell me right now that it would make sense for Boots to bypass what he's doing at 54 to fight at 60. You're not going for one fight. That's how short-sighted y'all are. Like, all right, after he fight Crawford at 60, where else do Boots go? Oh, he just stay there, say, the hell with 54, just stay at 60 now. Like, think about it. All I'm saying is, I don't know what fights he's going to make at 54, but I would like to at least give him the opportunity to see how everything shake out up there. It's a lot of talent. It's a lot of matchups. And the good thing about it is he don't have to rely on it being like one guy that people really want to see you fight. It's a number of names. You could just pick a name out of hat at this point for the top guys at 54, as far as who you would like to see Boots entertain and fight. You get what I'm saying? So gotta think, man. Lionel, what's good with it, fam? Said Mikey Garcia couldn't beat Errol Spence and Carl Spence anyway. He did. Like speaker on Friday before they are officially announced. Shout out. Oh yeah. My guy be we know you the plug, man. We know you the plug. The plug. We know it. My guy always got the scoop. Y'all go tap in. Sub to the content creators, man. Behind the Hands TV, Blunt Sports, Boxing. Who else in here, man? Shout out to my guys. Double tap that screen. Let's keep building, y'all. So like I said, man, there's nothing wrong with asking for fights and having a conversation. I'm always down for a good conversation about a good fight, a good matchup. I'm a sucker for it. Shit, we doing this right now, building, right? But to slight Crawford and say, don't nobody know who he is. I don't know Crawford, and he needs to fight Boots, and I'll shut up. Like, that's the thing. You one person. You think Crawford is like, or any boxer for that matter, is boxing for one person to try to seek the validation of one person? If it takes a Jaron Ennis to validate Terence Crawford, then boxing is in bad shape. That man solidified already. At the end of the day, he just did something that people didn't think he could do, didn't think was possible, especially for him to come out with a win. So I think that's enough for me. I could move on. And like I said, right now, he probably ain't even made up his decision as to what he's going to do. But I seriously doubt it got anything to do with Jaron Ennis. People got to leave that one alone and let it rock. I mean, shout out to the Queen Lisa. How you feeling today? Ty versus Cruz looking good for January 31st. I love it. Shout out to L-Dub, man. I love it. I love it. I love it because I'm going to look forward to breaking that one down as it get closer too. I'm glad the rumor is not true. It will be no vacating for Moritaya. That's going to be a good matchup. Good matchup. Two good corners. Can't wait to see it. And I hope it do happen January 31st. We need it. Need that. 9-3 weight class of school to face boxing. 9-3, deserve your damn flowers. And that's where I'm at with it. But I ain't done. We're going to keep getting to these clips. That was just one of them. That one wasn't even that crazy. But they get worse.
What's a decent tune-up for?
Jaron Boots Ennis, star. I thought people.
And you know, Turkey, this is what you got to do to corner Bud in. You make him fight Ashley Iglesias at 168 or drop the belts. You're the rightful champion, the person that is the best at 168, Ashley Iglesias. Crawford either drop them belts or fight Ashley Iglesias.
I mean, he just won. It's too early to drop. He ain't even got a mandatory
You ain't cut from the TBE cloth, nigga. You fighting old-ass Canelo. Canelo been washed up. Motherfucker got 70 goddamn fights with knees like an 80-year-old. You act like you went out there and did something with that stiff-ass shoulder roll. You ain't Floyd, nigga. Now fight Boots. Boots gonna put you on your ass, boy. Boots ain't the same. Boots 54 Boots is tremendous. He gonna body Vergil Ortiz. He gonna knock out that Abraham Lincoln ass nigga. Y'all think a boogeyman. Put his ass back on the penny. I'm telling you this.
He called Bakram Abraham.
He gonna do at 160.
Lord, that was funny.
He gonna run through them niggas too. Janet Beck too. Crawford don't want to fight no Janet Beck. He don't want to fight no Ashley Iglesias. He looking for some cherries. He picking cherries right now, trying to pick up fake legacy. You ain't Floyd, dog. You ain't got the shoulder roll. You ain't got the defense. You ain't got the IQ.
And look, man, Buddy was funny. He got me. He had me laughing too. He called Bakram Abraham Lincoln. He said, put his ass on the penny. That was funny. I gotta give him that. But look, everybody got an opinion and it's all good. But that's the kind of stuff that get heard over the airwaves in front of hundreds, thousands of people, right? That hear these kind of takes. And this is what it's like I told y'all before, it's like a full-time job when it comes to Crawford, trying to take away from what he accomplished. There's always somebody in the win, in the cut, saying something crazy, right? And that's what you're hearing, right? He ain't Mayweather. He ain't cut from that TBE cloth. He ain't this. He ain't that. Man, he just cherry picked the old Canelo, man. Canelo got 80-year-old knees and blah, 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 blah. It's just like, this is where we at in boxing, bro. You know, where you can go out there and achieve something that is great and a weird ass, I don't know if to call people uneducated at this point or just an unappreciative ass fan to come left field and downplay everything it took for you to get through that. For him to downplay the win that Crawford just got, it just shows the state and the thinking of a lot of boxing fans out there. And it's unfortunate. Like, that dude don't speak for the majority or nothing like that, right? But it's a lot of people that speak that way when it comes to that man, because they rather, you know, create this I don't know, fake controversy surrounding his name, or just like, I don't know, these weak ass talking points. Like, man, when y'all gonna realize that he is who he said he is? That's all, you know. But these dudes take time out their day. They very consistent with it. They try to call in. They have these long, drawn-out explanations as to why he's not a good fighter. And this shit just don't make a lot of sense to me. It don't. It really don't. Shout out to PGH. Big Dog in the building. Jeffrey's in the building. Yeah, you do. Shout out to 12 Threes in the building. True question why Turkey doesn't trust Boots to want to send him a contract for Crawford, turn his contracts for Virgil 2 times. And we're going to get to that too, Dub, because I got a clip from Eric Gomez, a little interview that he did earlier. Eric Gomez, where he talked about that for sure. But that's all I'm saying. And look, I'll say this at all due respect. This is not a knock, but I just never thought their focus was Crawford either, too, right? I think we was able to tell that when you know, they accepted the IBF strap, right? That interim joint that took them out of the rankings to even be able to fight a guy like Crawford, right? You get me? So that kind of told me their intent was something different. Shout out to TD Sports Talk, my guy, man. Good work over there interviewing Team Elite Food last night, man. Just want to give you a just due. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. I got you, Blunt. Y'all double tap that scrizine for your boy. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to it. Shout out to the homie. Got you. Copy. I got you. Ace, what it do, homie? How you feeling, my guy? Shout out to the homie Ace, man. What's good, family? Yeah, you know what? We might actually react to it if you don't mind, bro. Cause you know I'm big on reacting. We could play some of it, bro. If you don't mind, we gonna get to it later in the show. Let people hear from him. All right, Blunt. I'm getting that now. I got it. All right. Shout out to TD Sports Talk. But yeah, man, it's always I think you do a good job because you got an honest approach, bro. You got an honest approach. And I know you probably didn't get all your questions in, but for what I've seen, man, you did a good job. I know people be expecting you to grill guests, but that's never been my approach either. When I got somebody up here, I be trying to build with them, not put them in a position to feel weird or, you know what I mean, put them in a tight spot. That don't be my aim, but I thought it was solid, man. I thought it was good, you know. Definitely, man. But y'all hit that like button. We're gonna keep getting to it. But like I said, so you hear how Buddy went in. Like, man, he's no Mayweather. I mean, look, this is the thing. I don't think Crawford spent 1 second of his career trying to beat Floyd Mayweather. So I don't think it's no slight or no knock that he's not Floyd. I don't think nobody is Floyd. I think Floyd is a generational talent. He's a one-on-one kind of guy. And I've always said this, it's better to be the one and only version of Terence Bud Crawford than the carbon cutout version of Floyd Mayweather, or being called the Dollar General version of Floyd Mayweather, any of that weird stuff. So I like what we see in Crawford, right? He don't have to be Mayweather, but he's Terence Crawford. That's more than enough. He's put in more than enough work. Miss me with the cherry picking shit. What he accomplished is some shit that your favorite fighter, whoever that might be, probably would never do some shit like what Crawford did this late in his career. I mean, Canelo, obviously no spring chicken, but he was younger and aged than Crawford. So don't give me that, he was so old and this and that. I don't give a damn. He was beating up everybody else. The Edgar Berlangas, you get what I'm saying? The Jaime McGee's, he was beating up these guys, right? Them younger guys, right? But when it came to Bud Crawford, just was a whole different thing. Got to give respect where it's due. That's the problem with most of these fans. They don't know how to give people credit for the work that they put in. You get what I'm saying? But we know what it is, man. We know how hard it was to jump up 2 weight classes. I mean, look, bro. Dante's Boxing Talk. What's good, homie? How you feeling, bro? This is the part that pisses me off the most, y'all. We just watched Jermell Charlo, who was a career 54-pounder, right? Jump up to 2 weight classes. And we seen that shit go way left for him, right? So much so that people was like, man, I ain't never see Charlo look like this, man. He ain't even tried. They still dragging Charlo for that performance still to this day, right? Still to this day. We got a chance to see he's a career 54-pounder, right? And he went up and done that and didn't come close to beating Canelo. Nowhere near it, right? Now here you got Terence Bud Crawford, who started his career in 2008, back at 135 pounds, who moved from there to 40 to 47, had to fight at 54 and then jumped. One fight at 54, then jumped and did it. Wasn't a career 54-pounder. Started out at lightweight and then moved all the way up there after we seen how Charlo looked, and he actually beat him. And now today, you got people that's going to say it wasn't shit. I don't care that I didn't like the fight. Like I'm telling you, you gotta hear these people are crazy, bro.
Virgil Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz, he ain't even got a title and he didn't accomplish more than Boots. Mr. Email Champion.
Wow.
Mr. Email Champion.
I didn't know that.
Virgil don't have a title and still accomplish more than Boots.
Is that true, Ness?
That wasn't the one. I didn't mean to play that. Y'all double tap the screen. Yeah, man. That's the boot slander. But I mean,
and you know, Turkey, this is what you got to do to corner Bud in. You make him fight Ashley Iglesias at 168 or drop the belts. You're the rightful champion, the person that is the best at 168, Ashley Iglesias. Crawford either drop them belts or fight Ashley Iglesias.
Terence Crawford is a mystery. Even though we see his fights and we see him in the fight, he's still a fucking mystery. Like, I still don't know who the fuck he is.
Man, Crawford, that pound-for-pound king. How you don't know who he is?
All he got to do is fight Boots, and then I shut up. Like I tell everybody, you got to fight a young guy that people think can beat you. If you don't ever...
What's a decent tune-up for?
Jaron Boots Ennis!
And you know, Turkey, this is what you gotta do to corner Bud in. You make him fight Ashley Iglesias at 168 or drop the belts. You're the rightful champion, the person that is the best at 168, Ashley Iglesias. Crawford either drop them belts or fight Ashley Iglesias.
I mean, he just won. It's too early to drop. He ain't even got a mandatory
You ain't cut from the TBE cloth, nigga. You fighting old ass Canelo. Canelo been washed up. Motherfucker got 70 goddamn fights with knees like an 80-year-old. You act like you went out there and did something with that stiff ass shoulder roll. You ain't Floyd, nigga. Now fight Boots. Boots gonna put you on your ass, boy. Boots ain't the same. Boots 54 Boots is tremendous. He gonna body Vergil Ortiz. He gonna knock out that Abraham Lincoln ass nigga. Y'all think a boogeyman. Put his ass back on the penny. I'm telling you this.
He called Bakram Abraham?
What you think he gonna do at 160?
Lord, that was funny.
You gonna run through them niggas too. Janet Beck too. Crawford don't want to fight no Janet Beck. He don't want to fight no Ashley Iglesias. He looking for some cherries. He picking cherries right now, trying to pick up fake legacy. You ain't Floyd, dog. You ain't got the shoulder roll. You ain't got the defense. You ain't got the IQ.
Fake legacy is crazy, bro. And beating Canelo is fake legacy. We in trouble, y'all. You hear me? And beating Canelo to be a 3-division undisputed champion is fake legacy. We in some trouble, y'all. We in some big troubles, man. I told you, they be pissed off at this man for no reason. That's also, like I said, it's a full-time job out there trying to diminish him. But it's going to be a full-time job with me giving him his flowers and his just due, just to piss people off some more. There go a list of what he actually done in the sport, man. That shit is, look at them accomplishments, man. That shit speak for itself. Y'all can sit here and talk about resumes all you want. You can sit here and talk about the Ashley Iglesias and the Johnny Becks all you want. Shit, who knows? You might get your wish if he dip his toe down at 160. There's no telling who he might end up in the ring with down there, but I told y'all, man, people were completely diminishing the win over Canelo. It sunk in, and they still like, man, nah, it's no way. They still shell shocked. They still in disbelief. They still can't believe that he is as good as what he said he is, bro. It's time to just accept it, bro. You get me? Because the crazy part is, like, he fought Boots and lost. That still don't change shit. He's still the guy. You get me? But that's what it is. I told y'all, man. They don't really, that these guys don't really be wanting to see the fights that they say they want to see. They just want to see the fighter lose. They don't like Boots because of how people give him his just due. They don't like seeing Crawford shine right now. Those weird boxing fans, the last thing they watched, it was Crawford getting the key to the city the second time around, his parade, all that different stuff. Like, they've been wanting to see that dude lose since Errol Spence or before, right? The first time I heard people really picking and going against Terence Crawford was when he was fighting Gamboa. And those same people, he's been proving them wrong since way back then, and they've been against him since then. And every time he win, they want to find somebody else that they think could beat him. And I get it. It's the nature of the game. It's nothing wrong with that. But y'all don't want to see fights because you think they're good fights. You just want to see them simply because you want to be happy to see that guy lose. And in this case, if it's Boots and Crawford fighting, y'all don't like neither one. Crawford, you just heard a dude go off and say Crawford is picking cherries and fake legacy. He not cut from the TBE cloth, fake stiff shoulder roll. He don't got the IQ, the smarts. Bro, all of that, you would think Crawford must not even be good at this point. You let this dude tell it, Crawford must not even be good. The way he just diminished him, nah. That Canelo, that's not enough. Nah, go to light heavyweight. Roy went to heavyweight. I can hear it now, bro. Nah, man. Keep being great. That's why that man fight with the chip on his shoulder. And I'm glad some of y'all out there still hating because y'all, that last bit of hate that y'all still got in y'all blood for Terence Crawford is probably what's going to keep him boxing the next couple of fights. You know what I'm saying? And that's good because he's going to go out there and achieve some more legacy or you know, some more accolades or something like that. You get me? But yeah, they make excuses. They diminish them. They just, I'm listen, this is an everyday fight for me. I already know, man. Ernest, what's good, Brody? How you feeling? Poking the boogie, man. Talk about Boots, keep Terence Crawford out of his mouth. Yeah, now listen, if there's in the same weight class, I rock with it. Yeah, he was trashing them. If they was in the same weight class, I will understand people keep calling for it, but it's crazy that You could be 2 weight classes away, and people be like, "Nah, still come down and fight Boots. Fight Boots." Shut up, man. Did y'all hear what Boots just said? And this is the part that's pissing me off. And we're gonna keep it cooking. We're gonna move on too. But this is the part that pisses me off the most. When Boots just fought and did his post-fight interview, and they asked him, like, what's next, or what's, the question they asked. What did he say? Every name that Boots just said was guys that fight at 154 pounds. Why? Because that's where he's fighting at. He just got there. That's where his mind at. That's where the plans are. That's where the vision at right now. I moved to 54 not to beat up Lima and then try to go to 60 and fight Crawford. I beat up Lima. Now it's time to position myself. Let me see if I can get one of these straps. If I can get one of these straps, cool, good, move on. Now, if I can get these name fighters in the ring, cool, move on. Like, that's how you do it. But to keep trying to force a situation that's not even there, you get me? It makes no sense. Like, how long y'all gonna keep this going, bro? It's a very good chance. I think it's very unlikely that we see Boots and Crawford fight ever. And I'm gonna be completely okay with it. Why? Because there's so much talent at 54 what Boots is. So people gotta pump their brakes. Let's see what he got for those guys there before we move him to another weight class. I don't care how big you think the guy is. I don't care. I don't care how big Boots is. He just got there. Let's sit there and sit back and enjoy it. We like, nah, Boots got to do this. Boots got to do that. Nah, man. Crawford, keep being great. I enjoyed the Canelo win. Like I said, if he end up at 60, that's going to be fun, bro. That's going to be really impressive. You got to rock with that, man. Just at some point, you just got to sit back and enjoy somebody be great. And like I said, maybe they paths they're not in each other's way. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is at the end of the day. Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis are not in each other's way right now. So the incentive is not going to be there for them to fight. Terence Crawford goes right at a different weight class. His Boots is where he just at. He got smoked with Vergil Ortiz, the Baccarat of the world, right? The Backrooms. You know what I'm saying? What Boots call him? Baccarat. You get what I'm saying?
What's his name? Baccarat, Bartram. The IBF champ, he can get it. Everybody 154 can get it. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing.
That when I say that's what I'm excited about. Boots ain't even got his name right, man. I would like to see the possibilities of that type of fight. You get what I'm saying? I would like to see that kind of fight. You get what I'm trying to say? I would like to see that kind of fight. You get me? Think about it, y'all. Why are we rushing? Why are we rushing Boots out of a division that's full of talent? Can somebody talk to me? Seriously, I want to know. Why are we rushing him? We just said we want to see him. He ain't fight nobody. He left 47. He ain't fight nobody. Stanionis wasn't nothing. Stanionis was tailor-made. He ain't fight nobody. All right. Well, he's in a division where there's plenty of somebody's at. There's plenty of somebody's at that division, bro. There's plenty of them. That's all I'm saying. And let's sit back and enjoy the show a little bit. Let's stop. You get what I'm saying? It's a little, why are we rushing it? Let that man, he ain't even got his name right. He called him Baccarat, man. Come on, bro. At this point, he might as well call him Kakarot, man. He sound like a Dragon Ball Z character at this point. Baccarat. I'm like, who? Man, come on, man. You telling me Boots against anybody that we think is a top quality dog at 54 ain't fun? Why are we rushing it? Like Crawford is clearly on the mission to show all of his haters just how fucking great he is, and I'm loving it. Let Boots, he got his own path, man. And I know some of y'all low-key want to see him lose, or y'all want to see Crawford lose, and it's a win-win for y'all. No. Nah, newsflash. They got other plans that don't involve each other. And that shit ain't got nothing to do with being scared or ducking. They doing business. Old money swag. What it do, family? Shout out to Cut Creator, my dog, man. Mike Kirkland, my brother. How you feeling? And big shout out to the Queen Lisa, man. You truly continue to support in a huge way. She said, stay true to what you do. Always much love to the Queen Lisa for the huge donation. Is always supporting this Jusdueboxing brand. Man, we appreciate you, man. Shout out to the Queen Lisa. Much love.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to much love to the queen, man. You get me? Had him sounding like a Dragon Ball Z character, bro. I want to see that. That's all. I'm just trying to have a reasonable conversation about a lot of stuff that's been going on. It's too much complaining, and I think, like, why complain when it just let it happen, right? Just let boxing happen. These fighters are gonna make the moves that they're gonna make anyway. Why be mad? Boots is here now. He's made his arrival at 54. Didn't I tell y'all it was gonna be and one mixtape Boots? It was gonna be Castile Clayton 2.0. Peace to the Queen shower, right? Didn't I tell y'all that? Now, I did not tell y'all he was going to get a lot of people talking. His fans are cool with what they seen. They thought he looked fresh. He looked good at 54. The haters are still going to complain, oh, it was lima beans. He ain't fighting nobody. That's to be expected. But the good thing is people are talking. And as long as they're talking, Boots can keep doing right what he doing. When he get one of your favorite fighters in there, like I said yesterday, and it's an and one mixtape, I wonder what you're going to say then. And Terence Crawford, for y'all that's still hoping for Terence Crawford to be a piece of crap, you get what I'm saying, or fall off, just keep hoping. It ain't happening. Shout out to my guy, man.
9. I got another $1 at 9. We're gonna get you up out of here. Senior buddy. 6. Nigga Ross. 6 and 2, that's 8. All them years you went to school, what came after 8? Nana.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to dude. Appreciate you, cuz. Much love in that cash. I appreciate you supporting the grind. We gonna keep having fun and building. Shout out to 2 Cents. What's good, family? Alvin, he said Boots keep calling Crawford. Nah, it's not Boots though. Said, is he reaching? Nah, Boots fight Charlo first. And look, I'm with that. I'm right with what you're saying, Alvin, because he's a 54-pounder. Charlo is. At least that's what he's saying. That's he going back there, right? I want to see that. It's not Boots calling for Crawford. I played the piece of clip. I ain't got the full clip no more. We know what Boots calling for. He calling for the right fighters, the guys that's in his weight class, 154, junior middleweight, not middleweight, not super middle. He ain't there yet. So it's like, why people even going force themselves to want something that is just not possible to happen right now? It's not. The best thing he could do is what he just did. Made a mixtape out of Lima, move on, go get a title or something possibly, or a better name in the ring, and just keep progressing through the ranks, man. Boots got a lot of talent. I just hope when it's all said and done that the business is on his side and these guys can get in the ring and make fights. That's all, you know? You know what I'm saying? That's all. Thing about Boots versus Lima is that he broke the news in June before anyone, man. Dub, man. Yo, listen, let me tell you, you always got to do this, man. Shout out to my dog, man. This is the plug for real, bro. This is somewhere I get a lot of information from. And I got to say this, the whole 3 years I've been on here, and the whole time I knew this dude, he has never given me bad information, not once when it comes to boxing. He always on point. That's why I always salute him. I always give him his just due when he over here, man. That's my dog. That's my dog. And matter of fact, he be calling fighters dates before they be announcing them. So if you don't think that's crazy, I don't know nobody that do that in this entire space that can say to a fighter, hey, man, don't you fight on this date? Ain't you fighting this person? He one of the only people I ever see do that. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to the fax machine, the plug, the asset, man. You know, all the nicknames I got for my guy. And y'all double tap that screen. Let's get the likes up, man. 70 people in here. Let's get 70 likes. If you rocking with boxing, double tap that screen. But let's keep building. So like I said, he made his mixtape with Lima. Yeah, man, we close to 11K. If you're new in the building, hit the like button, man, and subscribe to the channel. I think we like 50 away or less, something like that. We walked it down, JP. We own it. Shout out to the fan. But let's get back to it. So Boots, again, Boots is going to do what he's doing, and Crawford is where he need to be, bro. Right, making more history and pissing off people that really don't like boxing. And Boots, like I said, when it's all said and done, I think a lot of people going to be wrong about him too. So let me play this last clip. I'll play some of it. I didn't mean to. Dude was going
Virgil
on
Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz, he ain't even got a title and he didn't accomplish more than Boots. Mr. Email Champion.
Wow.
Mr. Email Champion.
I didn't know that.
Virgil don't have a title and still accomplish more than Boots.
Is that true, Ness?
My ears don't compute delusions.
Huh?
Ness, tell me about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
it. That's bigger than anything that Boots have ever done in his life.
Lord
Are we hanging on to email lineal champion Ennis, who ain't did a damn thing in the sports? Who Eddie Hearn had to negotiate with Ring Magazine to make that lineal status?
Allen needs to be
Get the hell
studied.
out of here with that, Ness.
Allen needs to be studied, man. Allen, we need to study you. We got to open you up, carve him up, put him on the table, and find out that hater bug.
That hater bug, yeah, Ness, he got one. So look, y'all know my motto over here. I'm big on giving people they just do. That's how I come here a lot of times. That's why I use these clips to do exactly that. You know, everybody got their opinions, and it's fair game, man. Shout out to the caller, but I think these guys, they can't talk boxing without taking credit from a fighter that put in the work. I get it. You got to put things in its proper context, man. The interesting thing, as I've stated on a number of occasions about Boots and Virgil, is Virgil got the kind of resume that you would think somebody with a title would have had, right? You would think he would have had a title by now with some of the names, some of the people he fought. He's fought some good competition, bro. Some really good competition. You know what I mean? Above solid, some really good competition Virgil has, but he hasn't fought for a title yet. Boots, on the other hand, people feel like his competition is right? But he's fought for a title. He's unified those titles, right? He took a belt from an actual champion. That is big. Virgil hasn't done that yet. You get what I'm saying? Virgil hasn't done that yet. I know you want to say the competition is better. Cool, I understand. I ain't gonna argue with you there. I don't think most people would, but ain't nothing Virgil done yet bigger than Boots unifying with Stanionis, right? Beating Stanionis, taking the title from a legit champion too. So, like, yeah, maybe you had a chance to call him the email champion for a while when he got upgraded, which really wasn't it was nothing he could do, right? That's just the cards you dealt. But what Boots was able to do was get out of the shadow of being an email champion, in my opinion, because he was able to beat Stanionis for his title, take it up off him, unify, and show his worth. And I think, you know, again, outside of the Norman fight, and a lot of people probably had Boots winning that. You would have probably had him winning out 47. So the fact that he unified, I think, was a good thing. I think that's more than what Virgil has been able to do right now. But that's not a knock on Virgil. That's just the opportunity came for Boots, right? Those were the cards Boots was dealt. He took advantage of the opportunities that he was given. The same with Virgil. Virgil has had a tougher road, but no titles attached to it. That's how I look at both careers. I don't look at no reason to take credit from neither one of them. It just got different paths, right? You see the talent with Boots Ennis. You want to see it up against the best in the world, right? You seen Virgil. You see what his talent is. You've seen him up against some really good fighters. You want to see him compete for titles and on that world stage to see just how good he is, right? So that's why I told y'all, in a lot of ways, the more you think about it, the more Boots and Virgil is great for each other. They need each other. It's the perfect story. They didn't get a chance to fight at 47 where it looked like that was going to be the fight for Boots and Virgil, right? All right, we all know he got sick. Now he beat Boots to 54. Boots is here now. Virgil still undefeated. He's still standing on business, stepping on shit. It's a really great fight. He got the resume, right? He got some good names. He got the experience, but not championship experience, right? Boots had at least been in the championship fight, unification. You know what I mean? He might get a title shit at 54 before Virgil too, you know? But like I said, even if he does that, they still make perfect sense for each other because they're the perfect dance partner. Virgil would be able to give Boots what Boots is desperately seeking, right? And not saying he's seeking it as a fighter individually, but the people, you know, fighting Virgil would allow that narrative to go by the wayside that he ain't fought nobody good, right? So you need a Virgil. Virgil is battle tested and respected. They know he ain't no easy out for nobody, even if you think Boots can beat him, right? And then if Boots is to have a title when that happens, then Virgil is a guy that ain't fought for a title yet that he so desperately needs. And he'll get that as well as beating the Phenom if he can beat him, right? So it's like a 2-for-1. So it's a perfect reason for them dudes to get in the ring with each other under them circumstances. And I can see that being the case before them fighting in their very next fight. I don't see it. I mean, and they already discussed it, right? If Boots fight for a title, I can see what they're doing because that'll make that fight that much more meaningful, in my opinion. So it's about the long game, man. You get me? And I think Boots trying to position himself on the chessboard in a division that's deep. You know what I mean? Full of talent everywhere, right? There's people that it's full of talent at 54. If you can beat one of them dogs to a title, then why wouldn't you do it? You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where Boots and his team is at. So it makes sense. Big shout out to Mike Kirkland, little support for the grind. No, Mike Kirkland, I gotta correct you. That's always big support over here. You feel me? We appreciate you, man. You're a big supporter of the channel. Shout out to my brother. My guy, man. Appreciate you. Who did I say? Somebody in here. Yeah, man. I don't know, Darren, man. You might have to round. Did you read what? Right. You might have to have that argument by yourself, bro. I'm not really like your mentality is different. Like you conditioned yourself to try to, take credit, obviously. Like you keep saying email this, email that. He got the belt under the circumstances. That was the cards he was dealt. Like I said before, who was he supposed to fight for the belt? I'm pretty sure if he had to fight somebody for it, he would have been willing to do so. You get me? Stan Jonas, regardless of what anybody say, to me was a legit champion. That's the problem with boxing. We take credit from people for what? You know how many people make it to be world champion versus the ones that don't? That's how I look at boxing different. It's okay. If that's how you look at it, you call yourself what? A tough critic? That's fine. Me, I'm just a lot more realistic. GQ was good with it. And I don't even want to say that I'm more realistic than you are, but I just look at shit a lot more level-headed. I'll say that. Like in no world am I trying to diminish a world champion, an undefeated world champion that got in the ring, and with a baby on the way, and he tried his best to win. He got in there and he won. He didn't win. He got beat, quit on the stool. That's impressive. Yeah, he unified it. I don't give a damn what nobody says. No way that I'm waking up talking about, that wasn't nothing. So what? He unified with Stan Jonas, right? It would have been great to see him work out a deal with Brian Norman in that fight coming to fruition, but it just wasn't in the cards. You know what I'm saying? So we had to move on, and fighting Stan Jonas made all the sense in the world. That was the guy that Virgil was supposed to fight. You know what I mean? And Virgil is now in the weight class where he at. So all that shit is water under the bridge. We've seen what his resume is and what his accolades is at 47. I don't care what you say. He left the division being a unified champion. You got to respect that. He made the most out of the opportunities, right? Now he's up here where he can do this shit all over again. Just fought for an intern. He put himself in position to fight for the title. And now he's a 2-division champ. And I think he's in a respectable position amongst the Sharks. That's at 54, man. And it's just a matter of Eddie Hearn making the fights. You said you can't see the title? Nah, Crawford, not Mayweather. He cherry picking fake legacy. Yeah, we talked about it. You might have to rewind. I don't know about, you can argue about the email stuff all you want. Who did you have beating Boots at 47? That's like, see, we be focusing on simple stuff, right? Some guys are going to have to fight for. My thing is this. I can see if he never fought Stan Jonas, then you might have something with the email talk. But that shit went out the window the minute he beat another legit champion for his title and took it from him. So you can say unify the email belt. Like those terms came from the internet. Those are internet terms, bro. That shit came from the internet. That's something that somebody on the internet made up in effort to take credit from guys that are world champions, bro. Listen, I get it. Some people want to see when a guy is a champion, he had to fight for that title. He got to fight the other champion and take it from him, right? I get all of that. But sometimes in boxing, we know it's a politic-driven sport in a lot of cases, right? So sometimes you just got to play the cards that you dealt. That's what Boots did. Put himself in position. He's winning the fights. It's what it is. Man, I see. I think I had you blocked before, and I see why. You about to be talking to yourself, man. I'm gonna let you talk to yourself. I'm gonna let you talk to yourself. Now you might gotta rewind, Ron. I'm not or a super chatter question, and I rewind, but I'm not about to rewind. You gotta rewind a little bit, bro. But let's keep building, bro. We got a distraction in the building. We won't be distracted, man. So, like I said, man, I like what Boots Ennis is doing. He been getting a lot of flack as well, but I think when it's all said and done, like I've been saying, you're gonna have to stand on every negative word that you said. People just keep chasing their tails. They say the same things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. At the end of the day, when he get in the ring, that's all I care about. You get what I'm saying? How he look and what he doing. If he's standing on business, that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do like what he doing. Yeah, I like what he doing. Damn right. He doing him, which is what 99% of these other guys and women are doing them. I don't have a problem with what Boots doing. Do I have a problem with him fighting Lima as a welcome to the division fight? Absolutely not. Do I have a problem with him trying to position himself for a title in the division that's full of talent? No, I do not. Do I think he got to fight Virgil right now? No, I do not. Would I love to fight sooner than later? Absolutely, but I ain't got a problem with what he doing, bro. You could cry and complain about it all you want, or you can not watch him. You know what I'm saying? You can not watch him, but the talent is evident, man. The talent is evident, man. You know, the skills are there. It's a matter of getting the opponents in the ring to fight, bro. It's that simple. It's that simple. But let's keep building. Y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button, man. Let's keep going, man. So y'all heard the multiple different opinions on Boots and Crawford. And look, just to bring it home, to make it make sense, y'all. On one end, you got Terence Crawford. Right? You know, his win over Canelo is being diminished. People saying, I didn't like the win. Canelo, 80-year-old knees. He's been washed up. You know, Terence Crawford is cherry picking legacy. Tell me if Boots Ennis ain't going through the same shit. Terence Crawford ain't fought nobody. But at the same time, there's somebody that he wanted to fight is Boots. But in the next breath, somebody will tell you Boots ain't did nothing. He not fighting nobody, but fight. It's just a bunch of complaining. Terence Crawford and Boots going through similar things. I think Boots right now getting it, right? People just trashing everything he do. You be the damn a legit world champion. They downplay it. It's crazy how boxing is conditioned, bro. It's how people think. You know what I mean? So I like what Boots doing, man. I think a lot of people going to be wrong about him. When I say I like what he doing, I'm talking about fights. As far as how he moving, I don't think he moving wrong. I think he doing shit on his own terms, man. And I think that as long as he can sleep at night, he cool with it. I'm cool with it, right? All this, he turned down this fight. He turned down that fight. They said the same thing about Virgil on the other end. It's a bunch of he said, she said. At the end of the day, when that fight get made, what people going to say then? You know what I'm saying? What they gonna say then? When they standing on the opposite end of each other, what they gonna say then? So I say just give it some time, man. There are two guys that's in each other's way. I don't care what nobody say. Boots and Virgil are in each other's way. They can't be the king at 54 without going through each other. So I'm optimistic. So I feel like at some point they gotta make that a real fight. They gotta make that fight. But I don't think it'll be next. Like I said, and people gonna cry about who Boots fighting again and whatever. And he gonna make another mixtape, and then it's gonna be on to the next. You know what I'm saying? Monte Ray, what's good with it, fam? Y'all double tap the screen. Let's keep moving, man. So look, let's talk about it, man. I do want to switch gears, man. I want to play this interview from Eric Gomez while we here. He did talk about Boots and Charlo and guys turning down. What's good with it, my guy? What's good with your man? Boots ain't going through the gauntlet. Eddie Hearn got him in PC. Look, I will say this though. At the end of the day, man, when these guys be investments, bro. These guys be investments. So I think all promoters protect their investments to a degree. And that's just me giving my opinion based on what I know, right? I think all promoters protect their investments to a degree. But what you call in PC, I wouldn't go that far, right? I wouldn't say protective custody, right? But I'll say you're going to be strategic, right? You've seen it with the first fight at 54 with Lima. Even though they went for other people, you could see that they ended up with him. So at the end of the day, they're being smart about how they moving, and that's all you could ever do, bro, because it ain't no do-overs in that ring, right? You don't get a do-over, bro. So better to be for sure than unsure. And I think that's what they're doing. I call it being strategic, man, because and reason why I say that, again, could he have fought Vergil or Ortiz or try to push for that fight right out the gate? Even though they said they did, but not even to get into that back and forth. Yeah, maybe so, but would it make sense for him to snatch up a title? Yeah, it would. It's not a bad move either. So people think what matters to them is supposed to matter to the fighter. Some people putting more emphasis on a guy that he's fighting more than he is. Like, he got the guy out the way, he on to the next. If that beating Lima leads to a title, that's a smart move. It is. It's a smart move for him. Think about it. Virgil already been up there. If he make it to a world championship before Virgil Ortiz, it's a smart move. That's smart on his behalf. And then when they do fight, it's for a belt. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing, man. You know what I mean? Possibilities, man. It's possible. It's possible, man. It's possible. But we're going to get to this, man. Let's hear what Eric Gomez had to say, because I didn't know that Charlo got offered the opportunity to fight as well, man. I didn't know that. I didn't know. By Boots, he'll pick a fighter. They're complaining a bit. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, they want you to tear these fighters down. They be on the wrong channel for that. I don't know when people going to learn that when you come here, I just want to get this out the way just in case anybody confused. And when you come here, you more likely 9 times out of 10, damn near 10 times out of 10, when you hear me speak, it's going to be from a level-headed, positive space, bro. I'm not going to be the typical guy that's up here complaining about everything the fighters do. That's not real, bro. That's how y'all go. That's how y'all watch boxing. It got to be a miserable sport to watch. I'm just sitting back and enjoying. Yeah, I have my criticisms and all that. I say this shit all the time, but if y'all looking for me to go like tear a fighter down, you definitely in the wrong spot. Definitely in the wrong place. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, G. Let's get it up. Let's get it. Yeah, y'all. I know y'all not. I know people not. Now I want to say y'all, but I know some people not used to hearing like a positive outlook.
Knockdown rule.
Right. Everything got to be all negative, and I got to be mad at the fighters, and I got to grill Boots. Like, yeah, nah, Boots, you're not moving right, man. That's not the way to do it. Like, nah, bro. Politic-driven sport. That's what I know, man. I know boxing is full of them politics, man. You got to do your best to navigate this shit, bro. You know what I mean? And I feel like with the opportunities that he's been provided with, Boots, he's done a good job. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Charlo and Thurman turned down Virgil. I think he said them names too. Remember when Oscar and PPC will be doing business, so it's settled with Lubin. I like that. Yeah. I think he mentioned something with Thurman too. I think he mentioned something with Thurman too, Dub. In this clip, in this interview, you might have seen it. Nah, it ain't about being a politician, fam. If you looking for somebody to shit, you see, the thing is, you telling me what the sport about, but at the same time, the arguments you gonna make is going to favor what I'm saying, right? Yeah, the sport to a degree is about fighting the best, but you think that somebody, a promoter, is going to see, nah, you know what? Never mind. You said glazing, you got to be like 20 or something tall. Men don't talk like that. You on your own. Let's get back to this.
How did this fight end up coming to be?
You on your own, buddy. Make sure
it's a fight that we've talked about for a while. We've had our eye on Lubin for a while. And if you guys followed Lubin's career, I mean, he's an exciting fighter. He's got a great style, and it's a great matchup for Virgil. But we did look to do a couple of other fights. We were negotiating to do a Jermell Charlo fight, which is a fight that would have been great for Texas. But Charlo ultimately didn't want to do the fight for whatever reason. Then we tried to do a Thurman fight. And
I just want to stop it right there. And you see how early he got ready to it. Charlo turned it down for whatever reason. Did you hear him sit up there and start talking about, see, he ducked. He's ducking. You know what I'm saying? Because he understands it's deeper than that. I'm willing to bet you money. Not one part of him thinks that the reason Charlo didn't take the fight is because he's scared of him. This is a teachable moment for the surface level thinkers that's always talking about ducking. Why won't he just say all of these guys are ducking Virgil? Ducking. ducking. Like he knows he knows deeper than that.
And we did have some conversations with Tom Brown, Louis de Cubas at PBC, and you guys followed Lubin's career. I mean, he's an exciting fighter. You know, he's got a great style, and it's a great matchup for Virgil. You know, but we did look to do a couple of other fights. We were negotiating to do a Jermell Charlo fight, which is a fight that would have been great for Texas. But Charlo ultimately didn't want to do the fight for whatever reason. Then we tried to do a Thurman fight, and we did have some conversations with Tom Brown, Louis de Cubas at PBC, and we came close in getting a deal done, but ultimately Thurman decided to fight Fundora. So none of those guys were available. So we ended up going with the next best, which is Lubin. Lubin was highly ranked, was in line to fight for a title against Bakram, the IBF champion, and came knocking and said, look, I'll fight Virgil. But it's been tough. It's been tough. You know, a lot of guys don't want to fight Virgil.
Well, that's the thing. And I was telling Kim, and I've talked about this.
A lot of guys don't want to fight Virgil. And look, man, anybody that's speaking for their fighter, and they got guys that's saying, you know, obviously no, and finding other things to do. That's from his standpoint. That's what it look like. Oh, guys don't want to fight him, but guys are fighting. You get what I'm saying? I don't think none of the fighters are scared of each other. Again, that's why he ain't saying that. He only could tell his truth, right? He feels like, look, we was talking to these guys turned down fights. But think about something. Let's make this make sense. Turning down Virgil and fighting Fundora. Think about it. Turning down Virgil but fighting Fundora. They said Lubin was ducking Bakram. He was scared to fight Bakram, but he's fighting Virgil. That's undefeated. Make it make sense. Ducking smoke for smoke, right? I think it's just a matter of doing business and what makes sense. Case in point, Erickson Lubin said the Bakram stuff, it was too much negotiating. He spoke about his backing or lack thereof, that being Bakram. Then he said Golden Boy and them presented the Virgil Ortiz fight, and it was way more lucrative. They had their business in order. So he went with that fight. You get what I'm saying? Now, Bakram is what? Still on the sideline. I don't think he got a fight just yet. Or did he just get a date or something like that? I'm not for sure, man. Shout out to the plug. If you in here, let me know. I know you might know if Bakram got a date. Thought I seen something about it, but I'm not sure. But you get it. That's business. It's not, oh, somebody's scared to fight. It's deeper than that, man. I just wish these guys would explain that to the layman or the typical viewer, so you can understand that this shit ain't about somebody being scared, bro. Like I'm said, like bro said, you know, it was too much negotiating. They just couldn't get on the same page. That's business. That's not nobody being scared. And then he go in there and still take a dangerous ass fight. Josh Kelly, thank you. I knew it. Thank you. Appreciate it. I knew, see. That's why I call my guy the dub. Oster 40 was my guy in gray. Don't worry, I fixed that. Shout out to Oster 40. Hit that like button, y'all. Us Free said hi. What's good with it, fam? Appreciate you, Dub. So you get me. So that's Lubin out his own mouth. That's what he said. They couldn't come to an agreement. Too much negotiating. But Golden Boy had their shit in order, and it was way more lucrative. You got a new account. I knew something was wrong. Shout out to my dog,
you know, man. Regardless of him, I guess technically not being a champion, he's got the most impressive resume in that weight class.
He does.
As far as the quality of opponents, I think so. I think he's gone up against the best opposition. I think he's looked the most impressive. But I think what's exciting now is he's right at the precipice, right at the point where, like, look, those guys can't ignore him. He's got to be a number one or mandatory and pretty much on all of it. Any fight you match up, I think it's going to be an exciting fight, and I think the time is now.
Well, you brought up Keith Thurman. This weekend, he was supposed to fight Sebastian Fundora. Now, that's been backed up. Now, Eric, here's where the politics come in. Sebastian Fundora is the full-blown WBC 54-pound champion. Virgil is the interim. In theory, it should be easy to say, hey, Mauricio, make us fight, and we'll do a purse bid. We'll come to an agreement. What is keeping that fight from happening next?
You know, I don't know for sure. I believe that he's not in a mandatory period yet, but I've been told that in all likelihood that fight's going to get ordered next. If both guys are victorious, There's a chance that fight's gonna, it'll be ordered. Now, one guy that I forgot to mention is Ennis. We were offered the fight twice this year. Back in February, with the Ring or Sela Sports, which were our partners with the Saudis. We accepted the fight. Virgil accepted the fight, and Virgil, Boots, for whatever reason, decided that he wanted to stay at 47. If you remember. Then Boots just fought last weekend. We were willing to do the fight then, and we had discussions back in May. But for whatever reason, Boots said, I want to do a tune-up fight first, or I want to do a fight first at 54 to see how my body feels. Then I'll consider fighting Virgil. So we've been dealing with a lot of that. A lot of the top guys, they say they want to fight Virgil, but when it comes down to it, they don't step up to the plate.
Well, Eddie Hearn put it out there, right? He put it out there as far as the announcement. I don't know if he's just kind of hyping it up, but how real is that? Assuming, all goes well, of course, for Virgil this next fight, the one after it being a reality with Ennis.
Well, he's made it known to us that he's available, so we're gonna sit down with Virgil after this fight. I mean, look, Lubin's no joke. We're taking that fight serious. Virgil's taking the fight serious. Lubin's, he's a big puncher. Anything can happen. So we're not going to discuss anybody else until after the Lubin fight, which is in 2 weeks. And we'll see. We'll see, because we've heard that before from Boots. We've heard it before from Eddie Hearn. I mean, why didn't they fight this year? We accepted it twice.
You know what fight I just think it would do great business, and you've got the Mexican and Puerto Rican sort of history and the rivalry right there, is the Xander Zayas fight.
That's another kid.
They were going back and forth on Twitter, and I thought that was pretty brave of Xander there. But and you've worked with Bob in Top Rank before.
Hey, check this, dig this, man, because I'm a really level-headed guy. Just always is, when you come here, just be respectful. Anything weird, I'm on your ass. Check this out. Your thing is you don't believe in Boots. That's cool. It's not an argument. You think Boots buying time and all that. He don't want to fight nobody. I'll say this. Time going to reveal all of that. Either you're going to be right or I'm going to be right. I really don't care about being right or wrong in this situation, but I think it's far too much talent when you talk about Boots to not fight those guys. Think about something, bro. If he wanted to take it easy, he could have just kept killing himself to make the weight at 147 pounds. That division is nowhere near as deep as 154, right? So you really think he's going to move into a dangerous division that's full of talent? He ain't going to fight none of those guys, and it's going to be because he ducking them and he's scared and he don't want to fight and want to be the best. I think you're going to be wrong about him, bro. I think you're going to be drastically wrong. But wait and see. It's not an argument, man. I'm trying to teach people, or people like you, how to have a conversation. It's not me against you. If you feel like Boots is not the guy, that's fine. That's cool. We don't got to argue with that. I hear you. You've been knocking Boots for a while. I'm familiar with your name. You never have anything good to say. So dig this. If what you're saying is true, I think time will reveal all. He won't fight none of these guys. He's gonna end up just coasting and taking his time and taking it easy, and he's not gonna challenge himself. But I think you're gonna be wrong. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Eddie got to do his job, and yeah, with me, this shit ain't no debate. It's just a good conversation, bro. Eddie got to do his job. Boots got to continue to do his job, right? That's all. We just got to sit back and wait and see. When these guys start getting knocked off, when you start making M1 mixtapes with your favorite fighter name at 54, don't say just do the intel. But let's keep getting to it, man. Virgil has been turned down by some guys, man. But you see, Erickson Lubin took the fight, but they was ready to crown him a duck when it didn't work out with him in background. It's crazy.
Yes. Is that another potential fight, possibly?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we reached out to them before Lubin as well. But I guess they had some sort of deal where they promised him a fight in Puerto Rico, and that was his dream, to fight in Puerto Rico. He wants to fight it,
Mario,
fight out there.
I don't believe Xander Zayas will fight until Top Rank gets a new television deal, and that'll be probably one of their headline events right off the bat. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Going back to Boots, when Eddie made those announcements, and I remember talking to you right after I saw them on ESPN, I was thinking, okay, Eddie always says, we have a deal. That means Matchroom. What do they say about tangoing? It takes two. Did you ever feel like when I told you this, you're like, really? Like, how much communication had you had with Eddie that really led you to believe, hey, we can actually do this down the line?
We had a deal in place, a deal structure in place back in May for them to fight in October, for them to fight now. And Boots is the one that backed out. Boots is the one that said, I'm not ready. And Eddie said, I'll talk to Boots. If he wants to do the fight, we'll do it. But I have a feeling that he wants to test his body out at a new weight class. And then we could talk about doing the fight. So, look.
Now, look, I'm going to stop it right there. So, let's just say Boots wanted to get an acclamation fight first. Is that so wrong? I understand Virgil had a health scare and his career was on the line. His health, they didn't know what he was going to look like, right? I get all of that. But he had Thomas the Lord Man, Frederick Lawson when he moved up. And I think he fought those dudes at some catch weights or something like that. Now, I get it. He was testing to see if everything was still good health-wise. But it's the same. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you still wanted to make sure. Maybe Boots didn't, he had no health scares, but he felt like he was underperforming at a weight class. Maybe he wanted to see how he'd feel, how he'd look. I'm not going to be overly critical of that. It's one fight. And guess what, y'all? It's out the way. He made short work of him. He didn't waste our time. He didn't drag the fight out. He didn't look subpar. He looked phenomenal in the short time we seen him. It was really quick. He got him up out of there. And now it's on to the next. Now, if he go beat up a champion and take a title in his next fight, I'm not complaining. If he go fight a notable guy in his next fight, I'm not complaining. Let's just sit back and enjoy it, man. But all that, he's scared, he don't want to fight, I think that's just bullshit. It's bullshit talk. We heard the same thing about Crawford. I heard it about Spence. People say Usyk ain't do nothing. Like, you name it, Deontay Wilder ain't shit. Who else? Name them. I'll tell you, find you somebody that they shitting on. The deal that Boots agreed to was October, not next. Interesting gems for Eric Gomez. Doug. Talk to him, bro. Talk to him. You get me? All that duck, get that duck talk out of here, man. That what I clearly hear, Dub, I don't know how you look at this situation. I never asked you. But when it comes to them two, it's just a matter of the business and time lining up. When I look at Virgil, I don't see him as no guy that's scared of nobody. When I look at Boots, I don't see him as nobody that's scared. He's not scared of nobody. People criticize him for not having a title. And they criticize Boots for not having the level of competition, the names. They need each other, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Talk to him, Doug.
There was a deal structure in place for us to be able to do the fight.
October.
This year. So I guess that's what he's talking about. He thinks that it's going to be the same deal. Well, we got to talk. We got to sit down and talk.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Okay, he wants one fight, but now I think it's going to be a bad look, and the fans will turn on him if he doesn't make an honest effort to get that fight done. But I think Virgil's in a great place right now because with a fight with Lubin, like I said, is a tough fight, is a really good fight. But then I think he, assuming he's victorious and looks good, he's the man in that division as far as whether it's Fundora, whether it's Zayas, whether it's Boots. All great fights, all exciting fights. Should hopefully end up facing them all. How's he doing at the weight class?
He's doing good. He's got to work hard. He's a big kid.
Yeah, he is a big kid because I remember he struggled for it, but I didn't know if those struggles still continue.
No. The last fight, he said he made it comfortably. He did have to work hard. He always works hard. But he is a big kid. I mean, he's growing. I mean, you've seen him. He's like 6 feet now.
Yeah, I know. He's a big kid. That's what I'm saying. I think middleweight will be inevitable.
Eventually. I think just based on conversations, I think that, he can still make the weight at 54. But, he's got maybe 2 fights, 3 if we stretch it, and then he's ready to go.
He has to make these count at 54.
Right.
Bottom line.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of big kid, Zurdo Ramirez coming off a shoulder surgery, I believe, of some sort in the upper body. I forget, but it's interesting when I talked to you last week, Eric, there's so many fights. Everyone talks about Jyopatai because that'd be for all the belts at 200. But I know a fight that you told me about 2 years ago, and I didn't think it was really all that realistic, but now maybe it's more realistic than ever. David Benavidez. Is there mutual interest in that fight?
Yes, there is.
Ooh.
There's been some initial talks. It's a fight that Zurdo wants. It's a fight that I'm told that Benavidez wants. He's fighting in November, right?
Yes.
Benavidez has a fight in Riyadh in November. So if he's victorious, we'll see if we can put that together.
Stylistically, that's a very interesting matchup because the only people that have sort of given Zurdo problems in that weight class is a guy that moves quick, fleet of foot like a Dimitri Bivol, right? But a guy that stands in front of you obviously has quick hands, but Zurdo's elusive in there, in the southpaw, and he's got very fluid combinations. It's a very interesting...
And he's got a chin.
And he's got a great chin. Very fat. That's a fascinating fight. Talk about another guy that gets big in between fights. I'm like, that dude looks like walks around like a middleweight.
Right.
Such a nice guy. I see him all the time at his gym at Brick House right there. But, he ends up making the weight. But I like that fight a lot. That's a good fight right there. But when are we expected to see him back in training because of the shoulder?
He's been cleared now to start training. So he's starting to move around a little bit. So he'll fight sometime potentially in the first quarter.
Okay.
And then we're going to look to see if we can make that fight.
And here's a question I have to ask, because everyone wants to know. What's the...
Again, man, y'all keep racking y'all brains. I see y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen. Hit the like button, man. You've seen offers go out. You've seen offers go out to the Normans, and obviously they just couldn't come to terms. That shit happens often in business and in boxing. Fighters, when they can't get on the same page, when they can't get the money that they're looking for, fights don't happen. It's just that simple. You heard it from Steven Espinoza. He was like, fighters got to make sense. Guys got to make sense with guys on both sides. And when they don't, he was like, fights won't get made. So what y'all call is ducking or pricing yourself out. It could be simply somebody trying to get what they feel like is their worth, right? It's just all what side of the spectrum you want to be on. I'm not telling you how to think, but I don't push duck narratives because that shit is surface level. It's garbage. A lot of times this shit be business. These dudes box for a living. They're not scared to fight, especially when the price is right. You get me? You've seen it time and time before. All this duck talk is stupid. You get what I'm saying? You said, why not Norman? Multiple offers went out. That's not neither of their fault. They just didn't come to terms. At the end of the day, that's business for you. You seen offers went out at 54. You seen guys say no and go other places, right? You seen Rashidi Ellis and his team on record, on wax, saying that wasn't enough, and then coming back saying it was enough, right? So it's not all, Boots ain't trying to fight nobody. No, y'all not being honest. Y'all not telling the full story. You pulling out a narrative here, a narrative there. Oh, well, he didn't fight Ortiz here. He didn't do this there. All right, well, let's talk about what he did do. And what he did do was send offers and try to fight other guys outside of Lima. But ultimately, shout out to my guy, the plug. Lima said yes when everybody else was pussyfooting, saying that money wasn't enough. It's that simple, man. Y'all asking questions, but my question to y'all is, do you really want the answer? Do you really want the answer to it? Do you really want to have a conversation about it, right? It's business at the end of the day. I don't know how y'all convinced yourselves that these grown-ass men are scared to fight. All I know is, I will say this, the bigger the risk, these fighters know who the risks are. Real recognize real. The bigger the risk, the more I feel like these guys are going to want to get paid. Just with anything, especially if you're risking your life, right? They like, bro, you seen it with Boots. Q2 was good with it, fam. You get me? People are asking for career high paydays across the board to get in the ring with him. That has to say something about Boots. So it's not just him. It's not just Eddie. It's a combination of the two. Eddie got to continue to do his job to get those guys in the ring, right? You get me? But at the same token, we got to be real. And when guys get offered money more than they ever been offered, you can't then turn around and say that was Boots' fault when they didn't take it. Doesn't make sense. Let's keep going. Lee was good.
The latest with Ryan Garcia, and what do you think your status as a company is with him?
Well, we still have a contract. You know, we still have a contract, and there's a number of fights that we still have.
Why Eric Gomez ain't say Boots ducking us in? We ain't, he's scared to fight us, and they still planning on making this fight. Don't make sense, bro. With him. Don't make sense. You got.
He just had surgery in his hand. We just got the clearance. I want to say about 2 weeks ago. We got a clearance that he's been cleared from his hand. So he's starting to move around. Look, he'll fight in the first quarter as well. We're looking at different ideas. We started preliminary talks with Ryan, with Lupe, and we'll see. We'll see. But, he wants a big fight. He wants to target any of the champions at 47. He wants to go to 47 now. So, there's a couple of ideas out there that we're bouncing around. So he'll be back in the first quarter.
There was a name. There's been a bunch of names floating around, but Mario Barrios was a name. What are your thoughts on that name?
He's available. It's someone that we're considering. Pacquiao people reached out as well.
Wow. Can you believe we're still talking about Pacquiao, bro?
We're still talking
After
about
all
Pacquiao.
These years,
but I mean, you look, Pacquiao made a great account of himself.
Hey man, hey Mike Kirkland, that's a fact, bro. They gotta get paid, gotta be well compensated for that ass whooping. Eric Gomez, the calming presence for Oscar. I'm telling you, I like him too, Dub. Nice and laid back, G. Man, I think Ron, you picking and choosing, fam. You picking and choosing. So tell me who Boots was supposed to fight. Go ahead and keep saying Virgil like you ain't hear this man just say October. Go ahead. So who did Boots duck? Boots ain't duck nobody, man. Y'all just forcing narratives, man. Y'all gotta stop, yo. Y'all have to stop. At some point, you're gonna have to stop. You know this. It's people out there that still saying Terence Crawford didn't do nothing and didn't fight nobody. Y'all got to stop. That duck talk is whack. That's surface level shit. That's for people that don't understand boxing for real. I'm telling you, bro. Everybody can't be ducking, bro. You think these dudes don't want to fight for the money? Y'all crazy, man. Like, y'all, wow. These dudes scared to fight for money? That's what you telling me? You got to be a different kind of man to be scared to fight with the money on the line when you train to do the shit. Bogus, man.
Yeah, he won that fight. It was close.
I had him winning.
A lot of people thought he won. Yeah,
I had him winning. You know, it wasn't the old Pacquiao, but you know, he still has enough there to be formidable.
And clearly, bro,
you know, he was moving.
You just heard with the Lubin. I just told y'all with the Erickson Lubin and Bachram thing. He told y'all why that fight didn't happen. He broke it down. Nobody's ducking him, and like in the words of my guy, the plug, ain't no damn boogeyman. Ain't nobody ducking him and none of that. What I got from the conversation with Erickson Lubin was his back and suck. And what Dub tell me? His team is fucking trash, right? He got a trash team. Y'all arguing shit y'all don't know. Y'all talking comic book imaginary shit. Nobody's scared to fight each other, bro. These are grown men. Grown men, they train to fight. Nobody's scared, bro. One thing I know about boxing, two things for certain, that check gotta be right. If that check is right, they gonna fight, bro. I done seen the wildest mismatches, bro. I done seen people damn near look like they took dives for the bag, all types of shit. When the money is right, these people will fight. Nobody is scared to fight, bro.
Around his footwork,
no real man is running around scared.
You know,
what's good with it. Shout out to my dog.
We'll see. There's a couple of ideas out there.
I hear his team ain't that good. And then you hear what Erickson Lubin say, sound like the same thing. It's like, yo, it's too much negotiating. Basically, like they ain't even had their shit in order. Then he said he dealing with Golden Boy and them. He said the offer is way more lucrative and they shit in order. He went with the Virgil Ortiz fight. But they was ready to say Lubin was ducking Bachram because people don't know shit about boxing. Dumb shit, man. No, he didn't. No, he ain't turned. Yo, if you talking, who you talking about? Teofimo? What real fight did he turn down? I'm talking about a real fight. I'm talking about no Teofimo. Nobody in the world wanted to see that. Nobody. You know you're not talking about no Devin Haney shit. Who you talking about? Virgil? Come on, man. You heard this man just say October. Is it October yet?
So we'll see.
Eric, were you stunned or disappointed by his outing against Rolly Romero back in May?
We were all stunned. It was just not a good fight. It was a boring fight. It was a bad fight. You know, Ryan went on the record after and said that he didn't train 100% for that fight. At that level, you have to be 100%.
Absolutely, especially coming off a year, especially coming after a year layoff.
You got to be ready. You know, any fight like that, especially the stage, you know, and everything that Turkey Al-Sheikh set up for us. You know, It was all set up. It was all lined up to do a rematch with Haney after that, and it was a big setback.
You know, Raleigh, too, was very well prepared. He looked strong at that weight class. So, you know, he seems to be getting better as time goes on. I want to go back to what you said as far as the contract. Does it have to do with the number of fights or like a time frame?
No, it's the number of fights.
Number of fights. So it doesn't matter if those number of fights take 10 years.
They could take 10 years.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, that's smart.
What did he just say?
Ryan went on the stage.
Eric. The number of fights or like a time frame?
No, it's the number of fights.
Number of fights. So does
the stage, you know, and everything that Turkey Al-Sheikh set up for us. You know, It was all set up. It was all lined up to do a rematch with Haney after that, and it was a big setback.
You know, Raleigh, too, was very well prepared. He looked strong at that weight class. So, you know, he seems to be getting better as time goes on. I want to go back to what you said as far as the contract. Does it have to do with the number of fights or like a time frame?
No, it's the number of fights.
Number of fights. So it doesn't matter if those number of fights take 10 years.
They could take 10 years.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
When, Eric, we've talked about this in private, and I get this a lot over social media. He goes, Steve, are they ever going to do shows at the War Grounds of Carson, or ever they going to use the Forum again? And I always say, here's the issue. There's a rising cost, and you deal with it firsthand because you got to negotiate these deals. Why is it difficult right now to do bigger shows, let's say in like a 10,000 plus seat venue in Los Angeles?
You know, the cost has gone up for production. A lot of these places are union now, so it's very, very expensive to put together.
AC Slater.
We're not saying no. You know, it's got to be the right fight.
That was a classic. That was my childhood right there, Dub. Say about the back. Flossy, what's good, Brody? The link in the community. If you look at Mac Majestic, Ron fight Barrios because Ron is banned for life and fight for the WBC. I was just going to match him with Regis, I think. Yeah.
And there's a number of fighters that can fight at the Forum or in Carson.
So up to the channel, if you know,
it has to make sense. It's got to be a bigger fight, a higher profile fighter where you know you're going to make your money back. But production has gone up. It's very expensive now.
What about when you go to like a city like Dallas, when you had like Virgil fight there and there? Are they much more?
A lot more accommodating. It's different. Good. It's just, you know, Southern California is very expensive.
How did Chicago do for you in August?
Great. Chicago was great.
That was a great show.
Yeah,
it was great.
Love that. I love when you go outside of Vegas and stuff and all that. Those are great shows.
Those fans were starved for boxing.
Yeah,
and they came out, and it was great. It was just refreshing to see fans thanking us, you know, nonstop the entire week. You know, the city got behind it. The mayor got behind it. You know, they want us back. They want us back, and you know, we have a couple of fighters from out that way. Kenny Sims, one of them. Which made a good account of himself. Yeah. It was a very close fight with Duarte. So we definitely are going to consider going back. But it's got to be the right fights also.
Yeah. Is Puerto Rico difficult when you do fights out there?
No.
They're pretty cool?
No, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. In fact, it's in the plans to go back to Puerto Rico with Oscar Collazo, who's becoming a bit of a star out there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah,
he's becoming a bit of a star, and he's gotten recognized by the city of San Juan out there, the Puerto Rican, or you know this, Mario. I mean, when you have a Puerto Rican fighter, it's like the whole island gets behind them.
Yeah,
which is great to see. It's beautiful. So we definitely are considering going back next year.
He is also on a few pound for pound lists. I believe he's like a more entertaining, offensive minded version of Ivan Calderon. I just love watching him operate. The way he breaks down people. It's stylish, but he punches. He knows how to finish a fight, and I can't wait to go out to Puerto Rico. To that, I just say, wepa. A lot of talk about the amendment of the Ali Act. We all know what the California State Athletic Commission ruled last week. Eric, what are your general thoughts on it as someone that's inside the business?
I think that, I mean, obviously, look, first and foremost, you got to protect the fighters. But having reviewed it and gone into it, the only fighters and managers that are going to be affected by this are fighters and managers that are going to sign and do business with TKO. That's it. It doesn't affect us. Fighters are going to have a choice. You want to go and deal with them, you know, they're going to run their business a certain way. Or do you want to stick with the traditional promoter?
Virgil
it still applies. So it's not going to change the way we do business. You know, we believe in the Ali Act. We believe in, you know, the protection of fighters and their purses.
He's gonna turn your guy Virgil into a tune-up. Them tune-ups and tomatoes that you talking about, he's gonna turn Virgil
what they're
into
making.
One of them. Watch.
You know, it's just a matter of preference. It's going to benefit what they're trying to do. But it doesn't affect us in any way, shape, or form. We can still continue to do business the way we do business.
What are your thoughts, speaking of like Turkey Al Sheikh and Zuffa and now the Paramount Plus deal getting made and possibly Netflix and the streamers and stuff? What are your thoughts on the future of pay-per-view and the companies themselves?
Well, look, you got to commend what Turkey Al Sheikh's doing. You know, he's bringing a lot of attention to boxing. He's building the sport. You said it yourself at the top of the segment. You said, you know, it seems like boxing's in a good place. The fights that the fans want to see are getting made. So that's a big benefit for all of us.
That's crazy.
You know,
He's stupid.
Turkey Al Sheikh's been very straightforward with us, and he says, look, I'm going to get involved in a little bit of everything. So it's not like he's putting all his eggs in that one basket.
Right.
He's still going to continue to do other stuff.
Absolutely.
So if it benefits our fighters and it benefits what our partnership, what we're doing with them, we're going to consider it.
Great tour. It's funny because as great as it's been, I don't know why. I have a feeling like at any moment he could be like, I'm over it, and just get out. Isn't that weird that I have that view? Do you have that?
But no, but there have been people like...
when people are really, really, really wealthy, they get over stuff quick.
But Mario...
And then they just move... Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's possible.
Who knows? And I hope that's not the case, but...
Who knows? And it's possible, but he really, truly has a passion for boxing. And he's enjoying what he's doing and putting these big fights together.
But Mario, keep this in mind. There's been new...
Hey, Tay, you know what the funny thing is real quick, bro? I had them written down to get put in there, but my guy that had put that together for me, he didn't want to make it too long, but I was trying to tell him, like, nah, a minute. I wanted it longer, so I'm going to eventually get another one. I appreciate him for it. I love this one, but I definitely missing Cole, Emmanuel Chance. It was a couple more that I'm missing from Jersey. Ray Ford. It's a couple of them I'm missing. Trust me, I ain't forget them. I'm just, he ain't make it as long to put them in it, but we gonna get it right.
New money in boxing for years who get bored or just don't make it. One of the most famous quotes from Bob Arum about people with new money who say they're going to change the sport and then are gone. The desert is strewn with bleached bones. So there you have it. And this is nothing new. There's always a disruptor. Anyway, hey guys, are you looking to get involved with 3 Knockdown Rule and sponsor our show? We have some spots available. Please email us at info@boxbid.io.
So look, man, this was a nice little conversation from I think it was some more stuff in there. He talked about Canelo. Shout out to Favorite G's. He talked about Canelo and basically the competition and these dudes pretty much admitted to not putting him in there with a certain style of fighter. And I'm not saying that to say that, oh, Canelo been ducking all his career, because you see his resume, but it's not like their teams, their promoters or the managers and, matchmakers, it's not their job to put the fighters in the most dangerous and risky fights possible. It's their job to put them in the most lucrative fights possible. It's their job to put them in fights that they can win. So when I hear, them speaking about Canelo's competition level and the kind of fighters, that style of fighters that they're accustomed to putting them in there with, I know what I'm hearing, bro, because these guys are in it for the long haul. Like I said, longevity. They want longevity in the game. And with that comes some strategic moving, comes some calculated risk taking, right? You're going to take risks. Boxing is a risk anytime you step in the ring, but you're going to make calculated risks. You're going to do things that can make sure that you can get to that next bag that allows the fighter to grow and not just put him in a fight because the fans said, yo, yeah, this is the fight we want to see. It's the business at the end of the day. And I say that because it really is the most true statement that you can say is really business, man. And anytime it comes to putting these fights together, we got to consider that. You got to consider the business side of it, bro. So while we thinking, this one is all about the smoke, that one's all about the smoke, they all about what makes the most sense for them. They all about trying to navigate the business of boxing and make the most money for themselves. You know what I mean? In the process, you got guys that truly want to separate themselves from the rest of the fighters, from the rest of the pack, and be great. And that's what it is. Shout out to Benjamin. What's happening, man? Benjamin, man, make sure you smash that like button for your boy. Sub to the channel. Let me know his true intent. Oh, yeah, y'all on his ass. Hey, Be More Boxing, you'll be permanently blocked if you say some stupid shit like this is Shakur channel. You will never be back in my chat talking like that. I'm just giving you the heads up, bro. This a boxing channel, you weird ass goofy. Ever disrespect me saying some weird shit like that. I'm just telling y'all, and while I'm at it, I'll make sure any of you goofies know that I'm from Jersey. I've been watching Shakur Stevenson longer than I've been watching the rest of the guys that I talk about. This not like some blind fan shit. I got a cousin that know him personally that made me aware of him. I've been watching him since, and I unapologetically root for him every single time he in the ring, inside the ring, outside the ring. I don't give a damn who don't like it, how you feel about it, and none of that weird shit. And for what it's worth, how many people could say they had their favorite fighter on their channel? So call it what it is, man. But this don't ever diminish the work I put in and make this a Shakur channel. Is there anything I'm talking about today in regards to Shakur? Shakur not even a topic, you goofy. I know people that talk Tank damn near every single day. Do that make them a Tank channel? Or do they just like talking topics that revolve around Tank? Don't ever put me in no box and call me a boxer channel. Nah, they might think that because they don't hear what they want. They don't hear me slander Shakur, so they're like, yeah, it's gotta be a Shakur channel. Nah, we ain't going with that. Nah, he just get his just do over here like he's supposed to. Yeah, Shakur is like that. He is. He one of them guys. He called me a Shakur channel. It's wild. I just had to address that. We don't put that kind of blasphemy in the chat. I talk way too much boxing. It's other fighters that I've been talking more about Bud Crawford lately than I've been talking about Shakur. You think I care what somebody say? I don't give a damn. We gonna still talk this shit. You know what I mean? But y'all just mad because I know how to root for the guy and I ain't gotta hide my hand while I do it. I ain't gotta be like, oh, I don't have a favorite fighter, and then you make 100 straight videos of that fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if most dudes got favorite fighters, they just ain't honest like Just do. I'm honest. I rock with that young man. I want to see him win. And he gonna outlast a lot of these dudes. I think he gonna be there when all the smoke clear. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? But you won't ever hear me get up here and tell you can't have an opinion about Shakur Stevenson or, nah, this ain't that. This ain't that, G. Coach Eddie, what it do, man? But let's keep building, man. So look, Eddie Gomez was he revealed some things about Virgil, guys like Charlo turning down fights with him. He said Thurman, all these guys, Boots twice. Like, that's the same stuff we've been hearing. But one thing that's consistent when it comes to Jaron, Ennis, and Vergil Ortiz making a fight, they ain't been on the same page, whether it's timing, communication, whatever it is, they ain't on the same page. Because on one end, people will tell you, well, Virgil don't want to fight because they needed 48 months back then. And then somebody will tell you, well, Boots don't want to fight because he chose Lima and he turned down Virgil. It's like, it's a lot of back and forth. At the end of the day, they both sides still understand that that's the fight to be made. Robert Garcia knows that he said that's the fight to be made. They're going to try to make that fight, bro. They want it. The other side want it. They just got to want it at the same time. That's all I think. That's all I feel. I think it's that simple, yo. Them simply being available at the same time, and then both of them working towards a common goal, which is making sure that they both get treated accordingly so they can make the fight. That's it, bro. That's it. I know people want to see it now, but so do I. But in the meantime, I ain't going to be stupid. I ain't got to trash Boots all the way until he fight Virgil. I'm going to call it for what it is. Yeah, he got a tune-up fight. He got a welcome to the division fight. Get over it. It's the same shit a lot of these fighters do. Big Dre, what it do, man? Big Drop Dre. You know what I mean? To be more specific. He going to turn, hey, man, Ron, he going to turn Virgil into the tune-up, the tune-up and tomato cans that Darren been talking about. Watch, he going to turn his ass right into one of them Johns. They stay out there in Philly, he going to turn Virgil into a terrible John. Yeah, get my Philly lingo on. Okay, he gonna turn Virgil into a Philly John, a terrible Philly John. You hear me? You hear me? Terrible Philly John. That's what he gonna do. He gonna turn that man into a terrible Philly John.
Smash that like button.
Can you smash the like button?
Go ahead, smash that like button.
Smash the subscribe button.
Stop saying that.
Smash, smash, smash.
Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button.
Smash like button.
Be sure to smash that subscribe button.
Smash the like button.
Nah, for real. Push the goddamn button. Push it.
Not with no Virgil slander either. Nah, me neither. I ain't with no boxing slander. I rock with all these dudes. That's what I be trying to get these guys to get. They think it's about protecting. Now, this is about boxing, man. Boxing needs more supporters and more people that just appreciate this shit, as well as having a criticism, right? I'm telling y'all, what y'all gonna say when Boots is proving everything you saying wrong? What you gonna say? I'm telling you, the way y'all go in on Boots, y'all need to issue like public apologies when he beat up your favorite fighter. When the next Antuanne mixtape volume 30-something come out featuring Vergil Ortiz or whoever it is you like at 54 that you think gonna beat him, and he get the convincing to beating their ass, don't say, I'm telling you, watch. I'm like, man, he wasn't just talking. I thought he was just what they say glazing. Nah, you gonna see that I was talking some real shit. Boots gonna put one of your favorite fighters in something bad, man. Do something real strange to him, man. And about to cook the Rick Glazer this morning. He got saved. Oh yeah, I was talking about him yesterday, Tay. I seen him with the comment that he made about Boots. Boots still receive a lot of hate, and so do Crawford, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm gonna be glad that a part of me was gonna be glad that they not fighting, because I know it would give the haters something what they really want to see. And I the hell with that. Keep doing exactly what y'all been doing. Let these people be mad. Be swole. Go cry. Go punch the air. Go do all that stuff, man. At the end of the day, these dudes is gonna be yeah, man. We about we ain't that far away though. We ain't that far away. We ain't that far away from 11K. I'll make sure.
The Bentley with the doors open, full of money on the seat, talking about they feeding his ego. I don't even know how you feeding his ego. That's not a feeding of the ego. They punching on that ego, calling you scary as hell. And it's true, bruh. You know, you got a 6-7 fight deal. They all on it. You ain't fight none of them. You get a tight fight. You ain't rematch that. It's not looking good, for real, for real. We need more people to crack down on Tank and keep that pressure on him. But again, it's a real difficult situation because it's hard to see him coming back just to prove something to Clarissa and the world when he about to get this crazy bag right now that, you know, it sets you up. You don't even have to like go hard no more. That's the thing. And my issue is now that he got this Jake fight, how much is he going to want to fight Shakur, right? If you giving me 20, let's just say, let's keep it low, 20 million. Bro, it's 20 to fight Jake. It's 20 to fight Jake. I need more to fight Shakur. Shakur better than Jake in Tank's opinion.
Man, shout out to Ness, man. He be having some good topics and good conversations. I just wanted to empty some of these clips, but I get what he's saying about pressure. I think if Tank was still active, oh shit, I deleted the wrong thing. I think if Tank was actively still like trying to compete, like not talking about retirement, I think I would be in line with the whole keep applying pressure. Like as fight fans, right? Talking about the fights we want to see, but when the guy's talking about possibly hanging him up, now I think you would just be preaching to the choir at this point, right? I think it is what it is with him. He'll get there when he get there. You know what I'm saying? He'll, you know, if he continues to stick around, then maybe that increases the chances of those fights. But with somebody talking about they gone, I think the pressure would just be for nothing, right? There's no sense of putting pressure on somebody for something that they're not interested in at that point. For whatever reason, whatever his reasons is, I ain't even gonna speculate. It could be anything, but it is what it is. Boxing goes on, life goes on. Jake goes on. You know what I'm saying? Jake got the world talking about him for better, for worse. Shakur catching strays for the Jake stuff. I'm glad that I hope he do go spar. I hope they record it and start putting out clips of him sparring so people could keep crying. Mad that the man sparring. This shit is boxing. It's a business. Jake pretty much, he can have knowledge that Shakur don't have. I ain't talking about boxing. Shit, he did find his way into the sport of boxing. The man got MVP promotions popping. He backing women in a huge way. Let's act like he ain't got nothing to offer. He got something to offer. It ain't got to be boxing advice or career advice, but he got some things that not a lot of these boxers got. A lot of these guys be saying, you know, what the, you know, just for, you know, conversation purpose, Devin Haney promotion, DHP, GTD promotions, but guys ain't like signing fighters. I think Devin might have some though, but most guys it'll just be a name. It won't be something that they actually pushing with fighters being signed behind it and shit like that. So the fact that he was able to get in here and get a promotional company started, man, and start pushing it. Now he's partnered up with Netflix. He getting some of the biggest boxers to entertain. And think about it. Before Tank, he had Canelo on the hook for making a fight with him. And they said Canelo was going to do it, but changed his mind. That's when you heard Jake come out and he was talking shit about Canelo, saying you're not loyal and this and that. You're not loyal to nobody. And whatever the case, that's why they said Canelo was really going to take that fight. So he went from him, got one of the other faces of boxing to get in the ring with him. So there are things about Jake that if you're just being honest, you got to respect. You know what I mean? Unless you're just trying to be a fan and be from the outside complaining about how he got into boxing and how he not a real fighter and all that shit. I don't care. That money he making real. Them checks that's clearing is real. That cash he's spending real. You know, them crowds that's showing up is real. That engagement that he getting on social media is real. Shit, them billion views that he generated with AI is real. Anything ain't just fake. You might not like him, but that shit is real. He clearing them damn checks, getting people to be a part of his game, and you just gotta rock with it, man. So I think as long as he promoting and giving people opportunities and standing tall behind the women, and I think people will always be able to respect him to a degree, right? You just got to respect what he doing. He don't got no amateur background. He didn't come up through the amateur ranks with nobody. He didn't have a whole bunch of amateur fights. He essentially hit the ground running. I think he had like one fight. Then when mess around had a pro fight, like you get what I'm saying? So if you've been all the way 100, people don't like him because he talks like a fighter that is just going for legacy, and he talked like somebody that been boxing since they was, you know, out the crib, right? But in his own way, that's his legacy. It's not gonna be the typical boxer legacy. Oh, I started when I was 6, 7 years old, and I've been in the gym, and I got fighting in my blood. That's not his story. His story is, oh shit, you know, I got some athleticism. I went and trained, put some work in. I like boxing, and look, this shit is what I'm doing. This is what I'm on. I can make money doing it. And you gotta respect it. There's a lot of other things he can be doing to make money. So the fact that he boxing, you gotta salute him, bro. Gotta salute him. I feel about Boots, everything I say. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Boots gonna prove a lot of people wrong. I understand the reservations that people have, though. But like I said, you just don't got to trash them to make that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't do. I ain't got no hate for Boots, man. And I do like what he doing. I like when he get in there, he stand on business. He beat ass, bro. He beat ass in a real way. And I know all the decisions are not strictly up to him. This is why you're getting all this BS about him being a duck. People forget they got selective memory, man. Not too long ago, he was being labeled, you know what I mean, as a boogeyman, and people was thinking nobody wanted to fight him. It's crazy how fast the tables turn, and people started writing him off as some type of duck. I mean, but I ain't hearing none of that. I think that shit is weird, man. I think it's weird, and it's just for people that don't understand nothing, right? You just want to push weird ass narratives like that, duck narratives, because that shit is stupid at the end of the day. It really is. It's just stupid. It's stupid. Ridiculoso. So I ain't hearing none of it, man. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, man. If you haven't, we're gonna cook for a little bit more. We're not gonna be here super long on this Good Friday. I appreciate every last one of y'all that continues to rock out with your boy. Check this out. Power being blue. You still stupid. That winch. Got that ring. Got that Thule. Yeah, man. If y'all didn't hit the like button, if you didn't sub to the channel, we closing in on 11K, man. We ain't gonna be shy about it. Subscribe to the channel if you new. Double tap your screen with that little booger picker. Know what I'm saying? And hit that like button and don't be a hater, bro. There's 42 people in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your boy. Let me know you're rocking with me. Show me some love, damn it. What they say? Show me some love. Shout out to the fam. And so we'll see what's next, man. I don't anticipate a big name for Boots. And I think Crawford going to be at 60. I think people need to kill that conversation. It's not happening. And back to my initial topic, Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world today. I think it's hands down too. I don't think he cherry-picked a damn thing. I think that caller had his opinion, but I don't think he cherry-picked nothing. I think boxing is You know, people take risks, calculated risks, man. They see advantages or they see things that they feel like they can take advantage of, and they do. No matter whatever Crawford felt like he seen when it came to Canelo Alvarez, he still had to prove it. Charlo seen some shit too when it came to Canelo, and it didn't work out. And as I said earlier in the stream, if what Crawford did wasn't special, or if it was so damn easy, then Jermell Charlo, who was a career 54-pounder, wouldn't have struggled. It would have been easy. He wouldn't have, you know, took an L, took a knee, and fought in a way where it made y'all feel like he didn't even try. So that speaks volumes. The fact that, you know, a guy that started at lightweight was able to come all the way up to 68, where he never fought at, and beat the king of the hill. He is the man. Whether or not he the face of boxing, I don't give a damn. But he one of them. He one of the faces of boxing. And I ain't talking about that shit y'all talking about. I'm talking about when it comes to, you know, standing on business, going in there, being a for sure bet, being head and shoulders above the competition and shit like that, running laps around guys, proving people wrong, becoming a world champion, staying a world champion since 2014. Every fight he's been a part of has been a title fight that he's won. I think he's 20-0, 14 KOs, 15 KOs in title fights since 2014. That's damn near half of his career. Miss me with that shit about what he ain't do, what else he need to prove, and how he took advantage of an old Canelo. He cherry picking legacy, his fake legacy. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. You a hater, and your mama would be so ashamed of you. You know what I mean? Out here hating on a Bud Crawford because he out here beating ass and taking names. That man at 38 years old continue to prove y'all wrong, and y'all hate the fact that he's in position to not only chase more legacy but become undisputed in a 4th weight class. That shit, it burns in y'all spirit. Y'all hate that man is that competitive, that ambitious. You just wish it wasn't like that. Y'all, I know y'all haters. Y'all just wishing he retire and just go away. But you know what? I hope he do take 2-3 more fights, beat some more ass, man, and then retire. You know what I'm saying? Because he looking like he got 2-3 more in him. But whatever he doing, I'm supporting it. He always stood on business inside that square circle. That's the only thing I focus on. It's the only thing I care about. When you asked him when it was time to fight, he stood on business every single time. Every single time. Accolades, he got them. Proving people wrong, he got them. Fighting with a chip on his shoulder, he did it. You get me? Knockout streak, he had one, right? You know what I mean? Crazy performances, beating the odds, he did it. The man got shot in his head. And that's what makes all of this even crazier. I don't even like to bring that up a lot when I talk about Bud, but that man took one to the side of the head, man. Nah. And this is what he did with his second chance, right? Essentially, right? So, nah, much respect for Terence Crawford for doing this shit the right way, paying it forward, being the motivation for the young fighters coming up. And, you know, got too many people complaining about what he's doing, right? They don't like what he did because it's going to make other people want to do it. I deleted the clip earlier, man. Somebody called in the show in the boxing voice complaining they don't like what Canelo did, what Crawford did, jumping up 2 weight classes. Because then Shakur is talking about fighting T.O. Dude, you don't like a guy jumping up 2 weight classes to prove that he great? Then what the hell are you watching boxing for? What do you mean? You have a problem with Terence Crawford being great is pretty much what he's saying. Because then he's going to motivate guys like Shakur Stevenson that want to be great as well. You get me? To do the same shit he doing. Go after it and try to, you know, be great, get more accolades, and get another world title. I don't see how that's a bad thing. Bud Crawford should be contagious to the boxing world. It should motivate the peers or the younger fighters, the ones behind them that's coming up to say, you know what, man, that shit is great. You know what, I want to be great too. It should motivate the Shakur Stevensons to say, you know what, look at my big bro just did, man. Jumped up there and beat Canelo. And T.O., you talking shit, what's up? I'll fight you at your weight class. No rehydration clause, no nothing. We could fight to see who the better man, and see who, you know what I mean, who greater. You get what I'm saying? Y'all mad because that man chasing greatness. How you mad because Bud just showed you how special he was? But wouldn't have been mad. The same people that's complaining about what Bud did was cool with the thought of Earl doing it. It's crazy how that worked, man. I'm about boxing. I love to see if it was Earl doing it, I was supporting it. If it was Bud doing it, I'm supporting it. Don't matter. You get me? If Shakur Stevenson is talking about going up another weight class and taking a fight that could be dangerous for him, where a guy is very athletic and established, confident, you get what I'm saying? He's on a win streak, believe it or not, whether you want to say it or not. T.O. ain't no slouch. But people will make it, they'll diminish T.O. because they hate for Shakur, will make them try to act like T.O. is not accomplished and one of the best fighters in the world. It's crazy how boxing works. Yeah, he could be an up and down performer. We've seen it before. But when the odds are stacked up against him the most, that's when we've seen the best from T.O. And with Shakur could put him in that kind of situation where he would force him to have to be his best, would then in turn make Shakur have to be his best. You get me? It's just all about good fights, bro. How are we mad that guys are showing you what greatness look like? And that's why I say, man, Terence Crawford is a once in a generation type of fighter. I'm telling you, because they don't even understand him. It took for him to beat up Canelo for people to give him his flowers. That shit is criminal. I said it when I first spoke on it after he beat him, and I'm gonna keep saying it because it's true. The fact that he getting his flowers right now is a damn crying shame, and it's a direct indictment on a boxing fan. What kind of boxing fan is out there today? He don't wear the flash jewelry, right? You know what I'm saying? He not hanging with the rappers and shit like that. So he go home and take care of his kids. He a neighborhood guy. So that's not the guy that's relatable, right? But he out here, no smoking, no drinking. You get what I'm saying? He ain't even partying. He living right, making the right choices. You get what I'm saying? I ain't saying he perfect, but just in the sport of boxing, he's doing the shit the right way. He's the epitome of what it means to be a world champion, to get at the top and stay it, right? To be he probably ain't trying to be a role model, but to a degree, he's the model boxer. He's the if your kid was telling you they was about to be in boxing because they seen how Terence Crawford did it and they want to be like that, you wouldn't be sad at all. That would be the example. It wouldn't be nothing bad about modeling yourself after. And not trying to be him, of course, but just doing it the right way, the discipline, the motivation, being competitive in that way, working hard, not cutting no corners. The level of consistency that he displayed needs to be studied and appreciated after you finish studying it. Y'all, wow, anybody knocking Terence Bud Crawford in 2025, you just look weird in the face. You look weird, and your hate for boxing is showing. Your hate for boxing is showing. Your hate for boxing is showing. If he proved you wrong, that should be a testament that he's a much better fighter than you ever gave him credit for. And let me say this while I'm on this rant. I'm on record for talking weird shit with Crawford, too. I was talking that Daffy Duck, Donald Duck. He was ducking. He didn't want to fight, this and that. He lighting the ass, and then I caught myself, and I had to check myself and looked at him for what he is. And since then, he only had to prove me wrong once. You get what I'm saying? I have no problem admitting it and saying, look, I tip my hat to that man today. And the guys that fought him, even Canelo in a defeat, he knew that fight could be risky. Shit, what his team just came out and pretty much admitted to keeping him away from certain style of fighters. We knew it, so we know what it was. All those years when we was talking about why he ain't fight this one or that one or a certain guy, we know why. Terence Crawford, for him fighting Canelo, is a prime example of why he don't fight that style of fighter. It always was his Achilles heel. Always. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland, man, back in that super chase and driving, but for giving Crawford his just due. I appreciate you for giving me my just due. Shout out to you. Man, big shout out to Zach, man, for that 10-piece, man. Thing about Mel, Keith, etc. They got to get paid. They're used to it. Yup. If Eddie goes offering them 1 to 2, 3 mil, it's not serious because Boots is clearly talented. Eddie going to have to take a risk and pay somebody. And Zach, I agree with that. Boots is looked at as a dangerous fight, and people going to want to get paid for him, right? I always say he likes to say on record that Boots is the best fighter in the world. Well, Eddie, people hear that, and they're gonna want to get paid to fight the best fighter in the world. I'm not saying break the bank or, just give people anything, but I think he definitely has to understand that it's very risky to fight Boots Ennis, and people are going to want money to come with that risk. Don't matter who it is. We've seen it at 47, where everybody asking for career high paydays to fight the man. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that's the reality of where they stand at, right? And I think that could also be a reason why they're trying to position Boots to get a title, because then maybe that would influence and entice people to get in the ring with him along with the money that he's offering them, right? That's how I'm thinking. I'm trying to see how they thinking, how they trying to play it out. I don't think they scared to put Boots in there with nobody, but at the same token, he is an investment. And if I can secure bags and belts with this investment without taking the biggest challenges on my way to taking the biggest challenges, they probably going to choose that path and people going to complain about it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm going to try to understand it, see it for what it's worth. It's boxing, it's business. Just move on to the next. Big shout out to Zach. Appreciate the love.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
To my brother Mike Magic, man, what's good with it, Mike? Mike in the building is always a good stream, a good day. He just your real for me, and I did not know that. But respect, I'm still fairly new to the channel. Oh nah, Ron, listen over here, bro. I'm all about building, man, and just giving people they just do. I have criticism, but I will critique a fighter more heavily for, you know, being out of character or, you know, not standing on business than I would for losing a fight or trying to do business. What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these fighters be trying to navigate the business of boxing. They don't know it all, bro. So in the process of doing so, they're not going to make every decision that you think they're going to make at home, right? We sitting here analyzing every little aspect about their careers in boxing, every move they can make. I'm not saying they're not doing it or their team's not doing it, but that still don't mean they're going to make all of their moves are going to be in line with what we want to see at home. And I'm just the kind of boxing fan that understands that no matter how much I want what I want, boxing is still going to give you what it's going to give you. I'm not saying I'm cool with anything, but I don't believe in stressing myself out over a grown-ass man making a decision that affects him and his family and not me. You get me? Right? I'm telling you, and I'm saying this, and this is all fanship aside. When I look at Jaron Ennis, the talent, it's far too much talent and promise there's skill for me, for those guys not to ever, for his team not to ever line him up with somebody that can boost his name and get him to that next level. I don't believe they are I don't think they, you know, people say he don't believe in himself. I don't believe that shit. I think he definitely believes himself, bro. But I think the business is real, timing is real. I think you got to be a fool to believe that he's scared of somebody, bro. He always been one of them ones, and I think given the opportunities, he's gonna continue to prove that. Just like Crawford, the biggest opportunities he got in his career, he showed you exactly what he was worth. Get what I'm saying? Boots, every single opportunity, he's showing us what he's worth. Now he need a couple of them big ones, and he's gonna show us exactly who he is. And I'm telling you now, bro, a lot of these people gonna be walking it back. They're gonna be tucking their tails. They're gonna disappear off YouTube for a while because they ain't gonna be able to talk no shit. Because he gonna make an AND1 mixtape gonna come out featuring one of their favorite fighters with Boots Ennis. And watch what I tell you. That shit gonna be ugly and bad. Watch what I tell you. That I know. That I know. You know what I'm saying? That I know. Yeah, that I know. I mean, you the only one that seem to think I'm talking in circles. I'm talking real shit. It's shit you don't want to hear. Because you know what you want to hear? Yeah, Boots ain't shit, man. He fighting tomato cans, man. He need to fight some more people, man. Boots need to do what I said do from my computer chair. Yeah, I don't got an ounce of experience in putting together fights, making fights, or the boxing business. But yeah, Boots Ennis, do you hear Jusdueboxing from Jersey? Yeah, you got to do what I said do, because you got to stop fighting tomato cans. You got to prove to me that you really great. You got to prove to me that you this. He don't got to prove shit. I'm telling you, time will reveal all. That's always something I said in boxing. Get a man the time, and he gonna prove it to you. Show me a time he wasn't in the ring and he ain't proved that he was one of them guys, and I'll shut up. Ryan, what's good with it, Brody? How you feeling? And I don't seem like a good dude. I am a good dude. This is the problem. You don't determine a good dude based off if you agree with him or not. You shouldn't be here based off if you agree or not. Is this a person that can talk logical sense in boxing? You want me to talk the same ass stupid shit? Nah, I don't do no gaslighting, but that's what you want me to do. You want me to talk that same negative rhetoric. If I'm talking this and shit, then you don't have a problem with what I'm saying about Boots. But because I speak positively about the sport that I represent, I speak on every day, you ain't used to that. I could tell where you be at. Matter of fact, I know where you be at, 'cause I'll be seeing your name some places. I just don't type. And I know what you like listening to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you this, Darren. I'm gonna show you how solid I am. The next time I see you doing the same shit you do over here in every other chat, I'm gonna screenshot it and I'm gonna pull it up on one of the lives and show people how you be talking. I'll be seeing you talking that same rhetoric across YouTube, bro. I'm just not one of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them black forces getting laced up. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He's trying to get me there, Kyle. So Friday, I'm trying to spare him. I'm trying to spare him, G. I'm trying to spare him. The shit that I'm saying is BS because you're a negative, like you're like a surface level thinker. I'm gonna say it that way. You're a surface level guy. So you can't what I'm saying is never gonna make sense to you, right? Because it's not what you want to hear. You want to hear Boots ain't shit, right? Boots ain't good. He don't believe shit. Virgil gonna kill him when they fight. Virgil gonna knock his ass out. He ducking everybody. He don't want to fight nobody. He just want to fight guys like Lima, right? He 36 fights and he about to be 30 years old and he ain't fought nobody. That's what you want to hear? No, bro. You at Jusdueboxing, man. So you know what, Darren? I'll blame you, and you gotta blame you for not reading the channel before you clicked it. What the fuck do you expect to hear? You clicked the channel, if you're aware, called Jusdueboxing. What does it mean to give somebody they just do? It means you giving them credit. So expect when you hear me talking boxing, that's where I'm coming from. I don't watch boxing just from, a critical standpoint, right? Like just sitting back trying to critique every little thing. I enjoy it and I try to understand the sport as well. I try to learn the sport. And the more time you spend learning the sport, the less critical you are of it. Do you know why? Because you'll start to understand how difficult it is and how small of a percentage that these fighters fit into that we talk about every day. Do you have any fucking idea the percentage of fighters that Boots is better than as a whole? Do you have any idea? The way you talk about him, you'll think he wasn't shit. Do you know the percentage of fighters that will never sniff 5% of the success that Boots Ennis has had? You have no idea. I look at shit way different than you, but it comes from a very logical space. You would think giving somebody credit is glazing. That's simple-minded. That's young-minded shit. And this is me just building, y'all, at the end of the live. Double tap the screen. Support the build. We still building, but he got to get this work. He don't get it, man. I got to let him know why I'm here. I'm not here to shit on these guys. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some respect to be up over here. Tell him, Jordan. Know what I mean? We talk like adults over here. We talk logically. We let people have their opinions. We don't disrespect people because they think differently, right? That's simple-minded shit, bro. But the fact of the matter is, Jaron Boots Ennis is one of the best fighters in the sport. Is he going to fit in the absolute upper echelon of the sport? He had the right weight class for us to find out, bro. But I'm telling you, these dudes, like, they don't get enough support. They get a lot of criticism. Look at it this way, Darren. If Boots was your brother, and don't lie, keep it a buck. If Jaron Ennis was your brother, you had a brother in boxing, and he was Jaron Ennis with the same accolades, the same exact career, and somebody walked up to you talking about how your brother's scared, he don't want to fight nobody, he ain't did shit, and they looking at you like, how many world titles how many people you knocked out, how many professional fights you had? You get what I'm trying to say? What would you have to say to that person if Boots was your brother? You would be saying he ain't did shit in boxing. You would be having that real negative approach. Go ahead and lie to me and tell me you would. You would be saying Boots Ennis is the shit, and you would be within your right to say that. You know what I'm saying? That I look at it totally different. Yo, Boots is a hell of a fighter. If you listen to what I'm saying, I'm just telling you what my opinion is. When he gets in there with these names that you want to see, I think he's going to shine. Does he just walk through everybody easily? I ain't saying that. But I think he got a really good chance of beating all the fighters that you think he's scared of or won't fight. That's what I believe. Now, time will tell if that's true or not, right? We got to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? But you can't knock me for being optimistic the same way you are pessimistic. You don't believe in Boots pretty much. You're like, nah, I don't believe it. You get me? But I do. I'm just a different guy. You know what I'm saying? Just a different breed. Double tap that screen for your boy. Much love to the fan. Some of y'all be unliking the stream too. Y'all bogus as hell. How y'all gonna unlike this stream? Hatas. Shout out to the fan, man. It's been a long week, man. We've been building on this sport, man. Giving boxing its just due. We're going to stay the course, show. Shout out to everybody, man. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. I see it. All the support. The ones that continue to pull up and rock out with me. Sharing the lives and all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all, man. We're going to stay the course. We're going to stay the mission, man. We got to keep building boxing up. You know what I'm saying? One brick at a time, man. You know? One brick at a time. Hope everybody had a good week, man. It's been a fun day of boxing, man. Tune up, you're respected, even if you call them out other champions. Tone deaf. Nah, man, it's all about perspective. Tone, dig this, right? Let me just explain to you, see if this makes sense to you, right? Because I like to have conversations. We got a few more minutes before I wrap up. If he fought another tune-up, it depends on the circumstances that the tune-up happens, right? I know who he called out because I was here for it. I laughed. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? We called the fights, as a matter of fact, right? Yeah, we called the fight live. So I know that it's not 100% up to him. I know that when fighters do things like calling everybody out, he's saying exactly what he's supposed to say. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, he's saying exactly what he's supposed to say. But I know it's not all up to him. And I do hear Abbas Baru being a potential next opponent, not Virgil. So I know that's like a, people like, who's Baru? I don't want to see that. But for me, Tone, as long as he do the two things that he said, either titles or the names or better opposition, I don't have a problem with it. But another tune-up per se, nah, I'm not going to be a fan of another tune-up, bro. Not going to lie, because he don't need that. I think that could only hinder him. I don't think he needs no more welcome to the division fights, no filler out. I don't think he needs that, bro. You get what I'm saying? They need to put him in there either in a championship fight, like they said, or with one of them names. You know what I'm saying? I think you can get to a point where you can stagnate a fighter's progress by not testing them accordingly when given the opportunity to, right? And he's in a 154-pound division where it's stacked with talent, and you can't, it's too many people to put him in there with, right? That it's too many people to put him in there with to like keep coasting, so to speak, right? In the division, right? People want to see you challenge yourself. They don't want to see you coasting, right? So say probably pop page. That's crazy. It's a real page. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that, bro. I don't really want to see another one because he don't need it, right? You want to see Boots grow into the fighter that a lot of people look at him as, right? And I think the way that you allow him to be great is you put him in those matchups that people think are 50-50, that he can do his thing, and he gonna make those guys look ordinary too. Yeah, shout out to Tone Deaf. I feel you. The thing is, we got to see where Charlo fits in in all of this, right? Where Charlo fits in on the chessboard now. Got to see where he fit at on the chessboard. Charlo got to get in where he fit in, man. Remember, he was the champion in recess. So I'll say this too, Tone, don't let the talk of the fighter blind you from the fact that business still got to be done. Yeah, it sounds good to call everybody out, but not saying that there's anything wrong with that. He didn't do nothing wrong. He's supposed to do that. But when it's come time to make the fight, how many of those guys that you called out are going to be available at that particular time? You have to consider that. You get what I'm saying? Got to consider that. And said Boots should avoid the IBF title because a lot of them guys don't want the rehydration clause, and they're going to start ducking them. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I think he might be going to a Bass Peru route, Daniel. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see. But remember, if it's a unification, it'll trump the rehydration. So we just got to see. You just got to play his cards right. That's all. You just got to play his cards right and be smart. Got to be smart about it. Boots got to be smart, man. Just got to be smart and allow his team to work for him, right? He obviously put some trust in Eddie if he read up with him again, right? If he read up with him. So as long as he really trusts in Eddie, I'll say just make sure they stay on the same page and they working towards the same goals. That way, you know, you don't get stupid information coming out talking about he turned down this fight or that fight. Like, you just want them to be on the same accord. I want to see Boots get everything he said he want. And he's saying he want greatness. He's saying he want to chase titles. He want to chase these other fights and things like that. To be able to do those things, you got to go through the fire. You got to go through a bit of the gauntlet. And Eddie got to have trust in you to move you like the best fighter in the world. That's what he truly believed. He got to move you like that. And I ain't saying killer after killer after killer, but you got to start moving towards them names, right? So in a perfect world, probably secure a title and then go get his first big name fighter. And I ain't mad at that. Yeah, you're right. Dan, yeah, these guys, the thing is, man, these be some big boys, man. And after they do all that cutting weight, they rehydrate, they be heavy, they be wanting to feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, Tone. See what I'm saying, bro? You thinking like me. It's not all bad. It's not Ortiz or bust in the next fight. It's not big name or bust in the next fight for Boots. But I think it just has to be something that makes sense. And a title shot, if you just fall for an intern, would make a lot of sense. If not that, then a name. If not a belt, then that would make a lot of sense. So he just got to play his cards right. Boots got to keep his head down, stay patient, which I know that's what he's doing, and believe in his team, man. And make sure they keep their word. Whatever they tell them they going to do for him, make sure they do everything in their power to secure the fights that would allow him to chase the kind of legacy that he set out to chase. That's all. That's it. That's all. Ain't nothing too crazy, you know? But look, man, shout out to everybody in the building, man. We're going to head out a little early today. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me for another dope build in the books, another weekend of boxing, man. I know we got Fabio Wardley and Joseph Parker for tomorrow, right? We don't call those fights. We might do a post fight. That should be a good fight for sure. Check the card out for tomorrow, man. Everybody stay locked in. Look, if you haven't double tapped that screen and hit that like button, make sure you do. Sub to the channel if you're new. Turn your notifications on. And just keep supporting the grind, man. We just got through giving boxing its just due, man. So with that, y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this Friday. I appreciate every last one of y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the fights and peace to
representing Brick City, Shakur.
Finding those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination. It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just